Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to J is for Justice. Thank you for joining tonight. I want this to be an open discussion tonight. Welcome in, everybody. Anybody and everybody is welcome to click that link tonight. Take a link and let me know what you think. We're going to play through this footage. And I want to know what you guys think. I know you guys have watched this over and over and over. I've had a busy weekend, so I'm a little late to the game. But welcome in, JC and Evelyn, Maggie, good to see y'all. Jammers and Kels, Melissa B, Butter. Who else? We've got potatoes and butter. Hello, potato. Miss Kels, Miss Sin, Melissa, Doodle Mom. If you want to try to click the membership link and open it in your browser on your phone, in your Safari. I think that's how you do it. Hello, Cole. B Switched. JC. Good to see all of you guys. Darcy, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Did you? Nope, not today. She was wonderful. She just went home about an hour ago. We had a great weekend. I hope you guys did too. Mezra, good to see you. Have they put out the regular speed of the video? They slowed it down to make it look nefarious. If something happens to the elderly man, a lot of people need to go to jail.
I think you've got a Ouija board
Sophia, thank you for being a proud true crime cooter for 3 months. Sophia, you've been so supportive. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I do. I do. Hey, Chatty Jen.
You don't hold account.
Hey, say what? Good morning. Good evening. I can't believe it's dark. It's 6:04 here in Florida, and it's dark. It's dark out. So the link is pinned if anybody wants to take it and come up. Don't be afraid. Thank you for subscribing, Gigi of 10 and Terry. Hi, Lacey. Hey, One-Eyed Flo. Hello, Miss Sherry. Oh, Sherry. Just my opinion. Green hoodie guy could sue At Night Media. For what? Baby D. Oh, let me fire up the soundboard so we can play some sound bits. So, my personal thoughts are this. Okay. I know I put out that video earlier and,
Baby D.
it's already dark there, Flo. You're happy late. Honestly, let's make this bigger here. Let's go like that. There we go. So what I'm confused about, you guys, I know I put that video out like I was saying of the interaction between the cars. The interaction between the cars, what I meant was what I said. It makes me uncomfortable. For making him look like a suspect. I don't know who the dude is, but I'm not going to lie. I mean, I don't think it's nefarious, but it made me uncomfortable. And I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with him going missing, but the interaction did make me a little uncomfortable. Just because we don't know what happened, we don't know what we don't know. So just being that this, slight interaction, I'll explain in butter. Okay, so if you look at the video, right, and you look at the car lineup, the dude was hanging out by her passenger window for like 8 seconds before they walked up. And the other thing that makes me uncomfortable is that they could have easily walked. And I know I'm not trying to nitpick, but they could have easily walked over to the right side of her car and walked in that big ass open space that's right there. That's what that little walkway's for, right? That's why there's white lines. So being that someone sees you coming to your own car, unless maybe he thought she was cutting through, it's just odd to me. Yeah, Sebastian turned his head. And then the other thing that's weird is that it catches the attention of the two guys. It's just weird to kind of block someone in like that. Like it's a weird position to be. You know what I mean? Like you keep going. I don't know if he backed off and went all the way to the back of the car, but it was a little weird. No, gamer, this isn't related to the UHC incident. This is a missing 15-year-old. I don't understand how an hour back changed from getting dark around 9 to getting dark at 6. It sucks. Yeah, I think it is a little weird. Loxy, I understand it slowed down because if it wasn't, maybe she tapped it, was like, hey, I'm getting in here. That could have been. It could be a big nothing. I'm not going to focus on it. But if it wasn't slowed, you would never see him. If it wasn't slowed, you'd never see him. I slow everything I watch. Nope, not today. Oh, Jay, did you know that someone put Sebastian on Find a Grave as cremated? No, I mean, I heard about it, but do you guys remember in Summer Wells' case, there was a woman that made her family tree and marked her as deceased on it? That's cool. Jay Z gamer. You're welcome here, dude. Yeah, you're right. It probably was awkward. And I'm just kind of picking up on a weird vibe because I know the kid's going to go missing within 12 hours. It's just weird that within 12 hours, I mean, everything I'm going to side eye 12 hours before this kid is missing without a trace for 10 months. You know what I mean? It's just it just would make me uncomfortable. But you're probably right. They thought they were going to pass each other. And then she was like, hey, this is my car. And then he backed off. But it was weird that he was hanging out by the car before she got there. But, um, let's play this. I mean, if you think it's slowed down, like you can speed it up yourself. You know what I mean? Like if you want it in real time, like, I can put it 2 times speed, which is still pretty slow. Yeah, she did put her hand on the car. But what's weird is why do these guys look? What makes these guys, unless this girl got honked at? Because see this girl getting picked up right here? If that was me and my husband, he'd be a jackass and honk right when I'm in front of the car. He thinks it's funny. But I wonder if maybe this car honked. But clearly, they both turn and look for some reason. Like, what would make them look that way? Watch. Like, what made him look at them? Maybe he was checking his pockets for something before continuing. Um, Katie is a beautiful woman, and these are good old pervy country boys. He could have been, hey, baby, it's done to me every damn day, even at work. No thanks, but I'm married. Could have been. Right. It could have been like the other car making a noise or like someone in that car going, hey, I'm over here. And then they look. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, Andy, is that not annoying? It pisses me off because it startles me. Hey, palm tree lover. Sebastian does keep his eye on the guy. You know, is he protective of his mom? Maybe. He might just be a protective boy because, I mean, God knows he's seen a lot, right? Poor kid's been through a lot. So maybe he is on high alert, but he doesn't take his eye off him. And he looks like a regular teenage kid. Like he's not bebopping around. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not acting out of control. Yeah, I don't know. He's got his hands up like, sorry, sorry. It's weird. But we don't know. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. And then this is what I don't get is that at night's video at this point, does it do this for everybody? What urine? That's Sebastian's. That's his shadow. Watch. Hold on. I'm going to move this down here. Yeah, I did. We'll look at SF's post as well. I hate that it's at the very top, but did everybody's buffer like this? I don't understand why it says it's 7 minutes. And all it does is buffer. Why? Why does it do that? Why do they got to buffer this shit? I don't understand. Is it? Oh, you know what? I bet you it's to get more minutes on X because Nick is trying to fucking monetize on there or whatever. So if he added minutes to it and made it 7 minutes, maybe that's some kind of a thing on X. No, he never took his hands out of his pockets. You're right. I don't know what that means, though. I think it scared the crap out of him when she turned the car on. Her lights come on. Then he throws his hands up. She could have beeped. This was before the night before he went missing, Tiffany. Oh, that makes sense then. It's for X monetization. Yep. Yep. Pretty sly. Pretty sly. I don't know. Then he goes inside. So why wouldn't they have gotten the stuff from inside? You know what I mean? Why didn't they get the video from inside? Ooh, can you guys hear those sirens? I mean, the guy walked right back inside, so. And what's all this mess? Can't even read it. That's why I don't trust the tape. We don't know what they aren't showing. He's harmless. This is the Texas Roadhouse in Hendersonville where Katie and Sebastian were the night before he went missing. Yeah, see, there's an edit right there. When he does that little, that's an edit. I mean, everything appears normal to me. Yeah, he put his palms up like, dude, sorry. Didn't mean it. See, there's the edit. But I just don't see what's so nefarious about this. Like, the green team thinks this is like evidence. Don't you think if it was evidence, we wouldn't see it? You know what I think? I think this proves that Chris Proudfoot wasn't there on Sunday. I think that's what this proves, is that Chris is telling the truth. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. I mean, really, that's the only takeaway for me is that Chris Proudfoot definitely was not there on Sunday. I know people are reading into her being on her phone, showing Sebastian. I heard Brittany's panel say something like, oh, they showed Sebastian. She showed Sebastian something. Okay. She just took a picture of him. I don't either. I don't think it proves anything either. I mean, I wouldn't say he's joyous. I wouldn't say she is either. But who's joyous when they go out to eat and just, they're eating dinner on a school, like you got school the next day, you've had a busy day, you're eating at the Roadhouse, and then you're going to go home. And she's looking around. I look around too. Especially if I'm waiting on something. I mean, she took pictures of her son and sent him to someone. Cool. He also FaceTimed someone that morning about his pancakes or whatever. Now, would this mean something if, like, Uncle Taco was at one of the booths? Hell yeah, that would mean something, but I don't see shit. Sebastian has on brand new shoes. Didn't Seth say he needed new shoes? Not that it matters, but he said that. No, I think he said his mom just bought him new ones.
You don't hold account.
Welcome, Travis. Hi, late girl. Hi, JC. You guys, the link is pinned if anybody wants to come up and chit chat. I watch The Door. I watch waiters. I watch people. I watch it all. And then there they are. They get up to leave themselves. They pay their bill. I think the same video Nick released on his YouTube page does not buffer. Oh. I think people are forgetting that Katie is military. She isn't a shrinking violet. The clip made it look like Sebastian didn't get a drink or her, but clip when they leave has several cups. No, in the very beginning, he sips out of it. No. In the very beginning, he sips out of his cup. He's drinking tea or something. Green tea right here. He's totally drinking. How can anyone say the kid ain't drinking? He's got his face right in his cup right here. I mean, what are they going to pull next? Right. I mean, I guess no one ever asked what brand shoes Sebastian was wearing, which I never understood that. Oh, were his shoes there? Yeah, his shoes were there. No one ever asked. Are they Adidas? Are they New Balance? Like, what are they? You know what I mean? Yeah, he's sucking down some tea. And obviously, if there's more cups, then he got refills, right? People are trying to make her to be a horrible mother by watching a video of her eating dinner. Yeah, I don't know why they cut it. I mean, what's the point?
You don't hold account.
I just don't understand. They look like Vans. No, they're New Balance. LE has had this footage since February. Sure they have. I just don't know how At Night got it. If this was evidence, At Night wouldn't be getting it, right? Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to see here. In my opinion, anyways. Like I said, unless there's someone in this crowd that isn't supposed to be there, that's there, I don't think this means shit. No, they look like New Balance to me. You think it's a big nothing burger, little mama? I will say when my son was 15, they were protective of me. Couldn't stand another man looking. Yeah, they don't like that. Hey, Jeeper. You're muted.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Fine. It's been good to listen to you. I haven't been on here since Delphi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on here with you and
Yeah, I remember.
yeah, Shaboogies and Green Eyes, I think it was.
Yeah, it was green. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And when the verdict came in, that was pretty crazy. And then the day before when yeah, that was fun. But it was your birthday too. that
Oh,
day.
okay. Gosh,
So,
it's been a
did you
minute.
have fun?
I did. So how have you been?
Good.
You get ready for Christmas? All that good jazz?
We're gonna wait on because I'm still recovering from the cancer stuff. So we're gonna do Christmas
Have a delayed Christmas?
next year.
Yay, that'll be
yeah,
nice.
I just have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. This case is sheesh.
Mhm.
How many times the kids go missing or people say, "Oh, that this or that," or people who don't understand children or even adults that are on the spectrum, it's really easy to misconstrue or try to read into something. That's the hardest part. And even parents that do have kids that are on the spectrum, there is no standard really. There really isn't like a baseline for
Mm-mm.
all, other than they can get overstimulated. There's things like that. But the ways that children do cope with that overstimulation or whatever is completely different. Sometimes some kids have objects in their hands that they use, other ones, headphones to reduce the sensory of sound, or they have their own sound playing on there that comforts them. So it's really hard to generalize and make a baseline for
I mean, yeah,
Sebastian,
I mean
what we're
he
saying.
doesn't seem to be fidgeting or anything like that. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
But you know what I did
So,
notice? I noticed that he doesn't have a
mhm.
phone on the table,
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
which I mean, that's Katie and Chris said he didn't have a phone that could do much.
Mhm.
So really, I mean, there'd be no reason for him to really have it if he can't. You know what I mean? If there's nothing on there.
Yeah. It's the family to me was in their initial interview when he went missing, it was giving me Madeline Soto vibes. As far as the parents, the way that they were speaking to law enforcement in their initial interview, it did not it just seemed so cold and distant, removed, like they were just removed
Katie did?
from. Yes.
Well, which one? Which interview are you talking about?
I'm talking about Sebastian's parents, so sorry, as in comparison to Madeline Soto when she went
Oh, got you.
missing,
Okay.
like how Stefan and her mother kind of they just seem to be
Scripted? Like
removed.
kind of scripted?
Not really. When you're talking to someone and you're asking them questions and they try to throw out um, answers that kind of distance themselves from um, the 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 current topic or the situation they're talking about, and like they don't really want to answer they're like trying to distance themselves. They're trying to just give simple answers or just trying to give the answer, and their emotions are like kind of like there's this wall, and they just want to they just I don't know how to describe it. I've seen it before and I kept getting that vibe off of them.
Oh.
Like they like
Evasive?
yeah, yeah, I'm trying to think of the right word. Like how when people ask questions, okay, let me see if I can word this right. I'm sorry if I'm being confusing.
No, you're fine.
That oh no, not Jennifer and Stefan. I see someone saying that in chat. No, 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 no. I meant let me rephrase myself. I meant when law enforcement or when they were being interviewed and they were it's like I would imagine that a parent would want to put themselves into the present moment of finding and engaging in answering, like put themselves in there or put themselves, out in the front line, like where, answering questions that will allow law enforcement to um, feel or for people to see that they are really wanting to help and be present. And it seemed to me like they were just kind of trying to pull themselves out of the spotlight, like kind of back off. And that's kind of like what I got off of that's why I said Madeline Soto,
But
because
we haven't
they
seen their
even,
interviews with Ellie in all fairness. I mean, those were ones with the media.
oh yeah, that just
So I
the,
mean, they could definitely be helping a lot and they could be meeting
yeah,
with law
that's true.
enforcement all the time. I mean, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a fair
The
comparison.
audio. No, you're right. You're right. I think it's more that, like I said, it's the body language and um, she went with her husband. She's the one who went with her husband, right, to work that she left. Because there's another kid. I hope I'm
Yes.
not
No,
confusing
she
the two
left. Yeah,
kids.
she left with her husband because they were getting threatened.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
didn't.
yeah. And
She didn't feel
yes, yes,
safe
she
at home, but
left.
that was twisted as well.
Yes. There was another kid that went missing too, and and it was another kid who looked a lot like him. And I'm not sure that now I'm getting confused if that was the one where people thought they saw him. It was a kid who looked
Yeah, there
almost
was a
exactly like
there.
him.
Yep, there was a
That was
sighting.
Sebastian,
Nope,
right?
but it wasn't him.
Oh yeah.
But that
No,
was
I
this
mean, but it
case.
was
Yeah, yeah,
yes, that was
absolutely.
this case. I'm
There's been
sorry.
a lot of fuckery in this case, girl. Like,
Yeah, there is.
mhm.
There is.
And
I agree.
not everybody has followed every nook and fucking cranny of this. And I
Nope.
think we have to keep that in mind because there has been a lot. There's been people that have come on the scene that have been fake, saying they're dog handlers, saying,
Mm,
they're this, that, the other, saying that they have, these intentions. Then we find out they have those intentions. It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
yeah, it's true. And the law enforcement is only going to release what is not going to jeopardize the case. Um, they're just going to release it little by little. There was another kid that went missing who was off the spectrum too, who was a male, a white male, and I can't remember where that was. And I think I'm getting confused with him because they look so much alike. And Sebastian's the one with the glasses they found, right?
Yes, which
That
weren't
they thought were
his.
his.
They weren't
Yeah, they
his.
weren't his.
And those
Yeah.
were planted near his step grandparents.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, and then
Mhm.
recently that's where this at night intelligence was sending people via all these weird creators on here that have popped up showing maps of the
Mhm.
the Bauer Sox home. And, playing it off like, oh, there's satellite footage, this is where the glasses were,
Mhm.
but it's really his step grandparents' home. It's just so icky,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and the somebody said that there was absolutely nothing off at Katie's body language. Lori's facts, whereas Jen Soto was absolutely avoided.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there. It's not necessarily. I should correct myself on that. I didn't mean it like that. I meant, and maybe I'm over scrutinizing it because I immediately I am so distrustful because of all the things that I've been through myself. But I can't explain it. I just all the cases and all the interviews and all that stuff, I just felt like they were trying to or the both of them just kind of had this whole thing that they wanted to distance themselves in a sense that they
Hey,
did
what do you
not.
think of the biological father's position? What are your thoughts
Oh,
on
he
that?
from what I remember from what I have what I have read or I've been exposed to as far as information that he I don't think he had anything to do with it, but I do think that he is going to if Sebastian is found that um I see him wanting to take him back,
Like get
get
him out of their
custody.
house?
Mhm. Yeah, full custody. I think he's going to go for that.
But
Um
so you don't think he's involved at all?
no, I don't. I really don't. I don't know, but you know what? Like I said, I don't know all of the details. I'm going merely off of what someone else who maybe just discovered this case and is reading about it and they have their opinions and then they start to refine what they're like listening to your podcast or talking with you or other people that are in the chat and starting to
I
um
mean, I question all
pick up
three.
on more
I question
details.
all three, but you know
Oh, of
what this
course,
did to
yeah.
me? This did for me. This proved
Mhm.
to me that Chris Proudfoot wasn't there Sunday night. So,
Mhm.
it kind of solidifies what they've said from the beginning was that he
Mhm.
was not gone. And we heard, that he could have been home. We weren't sure, but we have video right here. I mean, he's not there.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
He's
that's
not.
that's a big thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
that he's honestly not there. Because if you consider they leave here at 6 something, like 6 something, and then they're on the phone at 9 o'clock, her and Chris. So he wasn't there. And you know what? The
Yeah.
behavior panel found the Proudfoots to be honest. If that means
I
anything.
love the behavior. I love them.
I mean, if you
I have all
follow
their
them,
books.
they did watch their interview with the news where they sat side by side and he's in like the greenish blue shirt, and they did not find any deception. So I take that into little consideration too, like with everything else. They've never analyzed the bio dad.
No, they didn't.
But what's interesting about the date that Sebastian went missing, February the 26th, is that was the day that Katie filed for divorce from Seth.
Yeah.
And he's very bitter about their relationship and their divorce. It was not, very pretty. So and neither was their marriage. So he hasn't had a girlfriend since he got divorced. I think that's notable as well. He had people on his team that were finding planted pants, planted socks, planted glasses, planted mattress pads. He was having those people bag and tag, which is suspicious to me. I mean, all of these things raise red flags for me. But the fact that Chris isn't there, it kind of takes him a little bit more out of the equation.
Yeah, and I see people making comments. I don't know. I'm only going off, like I said, I could be somebody who just found out about this case. And my opinion is that's why I'm here, is to learn more.
I
and that's
like
why
that
like
you
to
don't
listen to
know.
you.
I like that you don't know everything, but I mean, I want to give you like a broad picture because
Oh, yeah.
this case has really, Katie's senior pics. There was another thing that one of his team members found was a box, and it was empty and it looked planted and it said Katie's senior photo, but there was nothing in it. So it's weird, and we have nothing from LE. We have a leaked video of flashlights, or what we think are flashlights, with no confirmation. This is Jeeper Girl up on panel. Here, I'll make her bigger so you guys can see her name.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. I'm just a fan of Jay.
She's just a viewer.
Nobody. I am
She's-
just a viewer. I have no credentials. I have nothing. And like I said,
So she came up before you guys when we followed Delphi, and she was on panel and we were discussing that. So she's not like
that was a lot of fun.
There's a lot of creators, Jeeper, that have they just report on this case, like only Sebastian every day or every night. Hashtag Sebastian is all they talk about. So and it's become very divided. It's like teams. So you got Team Seth, you got Team Proudfoots, which should never be, but it is. And it's just become a whole divided mess.
Because there's two families, so there's always going to be
Well, it's
biological families,
right? So you have these two families, and there was talk of Sebastian going to live with his bio dad, right? Things weren't working out. Whatever, they were having problems with him at school. He was going to go live with bio dad. So you kind of have like a custody thing going on, because you have Chris Proudfoot saying, "Oh, Kate, we were working on Katie. She didn't want him to go to Seth's." So there was, from what we heard, division there. And now you have creators that are amplifying it, in my opinion, by taking sides, right? And most of those people, the toxic part is coming from the people that side with the bio dad, Seth.
Yes. And it's like I said before, I don't know all the particulars of this case. And then there's another case that had come up that was very similar to this one. And I could be crossing over I still have chemo brain, so I am a little bit.
You're
sometimes I get a
fine.
little bit-
You're fine.
So sorry to anyone else. These are my opinions, are just opinions.
Girl,
and
you don't
I
have to apologize. Not
yeah.
everybody eats, sleeps, and breathes
Yeah.
this case. So you don't have
Yeah.
to apologize at all.
Yeah, that's why I'm here talking to you or coming to your channels because I like how you weigh both sides. Like the Delphi, I found your channel during Delphi, and I loved how you were still empathetic to people who did have a very different opinion than
Yeah, that
yours
was
or the
another
way that they
divided
looked at
one,
it.
right?
Oh, very divided, but you were empathetic towards people who did not see what you were seeing. At the same time, you still held to your convictions and to your own personal opinion, and I love that about you. I like how you still stand strong on what you believe and what you speak about, but still at the same time are able to have empathy for other people that may not see what you're saying or whatnot. Because that's really hard when you're so emotionally invested in a case or
Yeah,
you have a personal connection to it. So I really like that about you, and
I
which is
appreciate
why
that.
yeah, so it's
Thanks.
great.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you being here. And I appreciate you
Oh,
being
thank
honest.
you.
I mean, if you don't know everything that has gone on, you don't know. You know what I mean? And
No, I don't.
there's
Yeah.
really not much official. And that's the thing. If you go back to like a simple viewpoint, like,
Mhm.
you coming in and going, well, this is what I saw in the beginning, there really hasn't been anything from law enforcement. We haven't heard from them since April. What do you think of that? Do you
Yeah.
think that there comes a point where, law enforcement should give an update, even if the update is we don't have an update?
I think sometimes, in different cases, sometimes law enforcement will hold their cards very close. And they will only put out the bare minimum of information, because they probably already do have, now this is just my opinion, but they probably already do know or have a very strong lead or direction where they're going with this, and they have their eyes on somebody. And if you've seen in other cases when they are in a position like that, they don't want to scare off their their main suspect, the person of interest, or it's because they really don't have any leads and they're afraid to leak out too much information because it may be relevant later on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like there's these two extremes. It's like either they know who they're going and they're just building their case because once they're ready to make their arrest and they've got their probable cause, they got everything all together, that, it has to be so solid that they can go right into, prosecuting this person, and they're not gonna do that unless they really have all their ducks in a row. So, I'm hoping that this is what it means. It means either they know what's going on and who the person is, and they are keeping tabs on them, they're building their case, they're getting their ducks in a row, or they don't know what the hell's really going on. They have no leads and they're afraid to put out too much because then
But I
it could come
think
back and bite them in the butt.
but I think at that point it wouldn't hurt to ask the public to continue sharing his posters, to continue sharing, on social media, and they're not even doing that.
Mhm.
So to me, I'm thinking they don't need our help. That's why they're not asking.
Yeah, so they may already know.
But
But I also
but
yeah, sorry, go
but
ahead.
on the other hand, we have a $50,000 reward from the FBI. So make it make sense.
Do you remember when we talked about the FBI and law enforcement with the Delphi case about how that state police or local police and when the FBI comes in, there's this power struggle, or
Mhm.
how it's an ego thing. Like they don't want each other meddling in each other's. Well, I shouldn't say the FBI, but it's more that law enforcement doesn't like other law enforcement agencies meddling in their case. It's like they try to keep them out. It happens when cases across states or counties, even counties in the same state, they will, you know, it causes this conflict. And I had said, geez, they're all on the same team. It's so stupid.
But my
But
question
it's
is
like,
though, wouldn't Sumner County, who's the lead investigator, have to
mhm.
ask the FBI for those resources? Hey, can you guys put up a reward? I don't think it was necessarily the FBI's idea. I think that maybe the lead
Yeah.
investigator had to ask the FBI to do that because the FBI has been
Yeah.
involved from the beginning. FBI,
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm
FBI,
glad they did.
TBI, and Sumner County, but Sumner County is the lead with TBI and FBI assisting. So I would think
Yeah.
that that would be in collaboration because they have to weigh all the circumstances and their budget, right, to come up with a reward amount. They come up with $50K for this child or whoever, or an arrest and conviction for who is responsible for his disappearance, right? We have this CEO in New York City gunned down right in public in front of people, and it was 10K in the beginning.
Mhm.
4 days in, now it's 50 or whatever. But it was 10K. So I wish I knew more about how reward amounts are determined, what all the factors are, because I find that to be just crazy that for this assassin, they were looking at 10 grand. I don't know.
Well, another thing that I was thinking, and this is just a theory, is the reason why law enforcement hasn't put out more information to ask or asked for the public's health is because there are a lot of internet sleuths out there who and self-appointed detectives who have done a lot of good, but they've also done a lot of harm too. And that could be something that reason why they're not asking and begging like coming out in front and go, we need the public, is because maybe there's a delicate balance in what information they have, and they just don't want to jeopardize the case, because that would be horrible to come all this way and for all the family and everything and have it be their chance at justice to be tainted by an overzealous, self-appointed detective or whatever, or an information leak. So I hope that maybe that's one of the reasons why.
Maybe.
And I would think that they would put more money into information if they know, like maybe because they know who it is. They have their person of interest, and the people that are around them or associated with them, that maybe they know that they might know something, so they keep upping the money, the reward because of that, to try and get them to voluntarily come forward as they're trying to build their case, because they can't just bring someone in for questioning like that, especially they don't wanna, if the person of interest, they're afraid of causing them to take flight or, maybe destroy evidence or do something that will jeopardize the case. I can't imagine, like, trying to have to figure that balance out. That would drive me crazy.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Hang on. I want to thank a few people that have
Yes.
joined. Hold on one second. You guys, I just gifted 5 clicker ships. Welcome to all the new clickers. Let's see who we've got here. We have Snazzy. Thank you, Snazzy, for your super chat. She said, I think the key thing you stated, Jay, is if these videos were evidence, no one would have gotten the videos, or if they were of value. Yeah, I kind of think that too, because that would be really compromising an investigation, right? Sophia Petrillo, thank you for your support for 3 months. She who sees, member for 1 month. Thank you for your support. I think they're grasping at straws with this to make it look like they are finding more than LE. That could be, meaning at night. Kenneby says it's all her opinion. Welcome to Lawful Listener, Kenneby. Party of One has been a member for 4 months. Thank you so much. And Sophia gifted 1 J is for Justice clickership. If you were the recipient, make sure you thank little Sophia. So our poll says, is this footage important evidence, a nothing burger, or not sure? 19% think important evidence. That's not very many. Nothing burger, 57. Not sure, 23% is where we are. Yeah, people are getting all worked up over it, huh?
Anytime there's a child involved, especially one that's off the spectrum, because they really have less ability defenses. I mean, they need that extra support even more. It's infuriating, and we're just it's I'm just so sick of every time I turn on the news, it's another child victim, another child gone missing, another child this or that. It's just for with children, it's just an emotional thing, and we have plenty in the media every day in the news to keep us our anger and emotions going strong.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my therapist says to me. She said, uh, she told me, you don't need to go looking for reasons to be to prove that people can be terrible. You don't need to, because I've been a victim of a lot of crimes, so I have to go through therapy to try to deal with that and whatnot. But I purposely will catch myself going and following certain cases or getting involved in certain things so that I can sustain that anger and be mad. She's all, you don't need to do that. We all know. We all know that people can be horrible. Stop doing that. That's not helping. So, like a case like this, you could get like with Delphi, I just got so deep into it that just angry
Yeah.
about it. It's so easy to get attached to it and
Especially like Delphi went so many years. I mean, if this
oh
one does
God.
the same thing, it's going to be just like it. The longer that it goes unresolved.
Yeah.
Debbie says, I enjoy listening to your viewpoint. You have a balanced approach. Thank you, Debbie. That's about you, Jeeper.
No, that's
No,
you.
that's
That's why
no
I'm talking to
girl.
you.
No girl, that's you because you were getting
No.
shit kind of for,
Oh,
in the
you
beginning.
know what? I know people can that's okay because you know what? That's their opinion. And you know what? I am not a professional. I have nothing to defend. I have no credentials. I have no, I'm just another person that is trying to follow this. I'm behind, obviously, in quite a few things. I have a lot going in my own life that kind of separates that. But I can only base an opinion off of what I know. And that's why I'm here, is to kind of get caught up. I was like, oh, I saw
No,
this. I
you're
was like,
good.
I
And that's why I'm saying, like,
so that's
you
okay.
do have a balanced approach. Like, you're not coming on here saying, well, I heard this and this is what you're open to hearing. So it's fine.
Oh yeah, and criticism. I'm always open for criticism. I'm always looking to be corrected. Otherwise, I would. How embarrassing to to not be corrected and spew the wrong information, or just
I mean,
I'm very
honestly,
humble when it comes to this
the two
stuff.
things that I take away from this, honest to God, is that Chris isn't there. And it was absolutely heartbreaking to see
Mhm.
Sebastian like in the flesh, knowing that within 12 hours, this kid is just gone.
Right? When I first saw this footage, I almost got goosebumps, like, "Oh my goodness," because 'cause we've only really seen pictures
Yeah.
and
And
things.
young
And to
pictures.
see yeah, and even that footage of the kid that they thought that was him, that turned out not to be, it was like, "Oh," like, yeah, but seeing him doing, like, just being a kid, having dinner with his mom, it's like, whoa, it really strikes emotions, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm a mom of two boys and I remember them being that age. And I remember going to restaurants with them like
Mm.
this. And it was the same shit. I mean, they eat.
Oh, yes.
I, sit there, look around, get on my phone. We talk a little bit. I mean, it's not like, they're not going to see each other for a long time and you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I think
You know
it's,
one thing? You're a mom, so you know that kids' appetite is very delicate, and if a child is not feeling comfortable or feeling if it's not a normal routine or a normal process that, just feeling like the normal flow of things for them, they're not gonna eat, and he seems one thing I noticed in this is that he was eating as if it was any other night. There's absolutely nothing on his radar
mm-mm.
that he's got an appetite, and as a mom, you probably know what I'm talking about. How kids, when it is not routine, when there's not a sense of a blanket of normal, I don't want to say normal. I'm doing air quotes while I
Yeah,
say that.
normal.
But kids need consistency, and children that are on the spectrum need consistency too. And he seems to be so consistent and just normal, especially with his appetite. He's just eating normal. Like there's nothing triggering, nothing wrong. So
So
that's what I
somebody
took away
said
from
this guy in the blue shirt looks like Seth, but I would think that Katie would have seen
it.
Seth if that was him.
Oh, over there in the
Do you
corner?
guys see the guy
Oh,
in the blue shirt?
yeah, your arrow was over him.
Yeah, right here. I just, unless he like didn't have his sides of his head shaved, because I thought he did. I thought he always had that like sides shaved with like the ponytail thing. J for J and Granny's watching both are fair and balanced when it comes to differing opinions. Right, and even me and Granny could disagree on a panel, and it's all good. It's all good.
It was really funny. My cat's name is Karen. Says, "Oh Lord, don't ever watch me eat in a restaurant with my kids." Ugh. That's kind of like the way my kids. I had one daughter who was a tomboy, who was obsessed with Jurassic Park, and she would eat like she was a dinosaur at the table. And then I had another one that was like the Princess Barbie daughter, who would, if she didn't like the way her food was on her plate or whatever, it would get chucked. So I totally understand that.
Thank you, Mrs. Fletcher, for being a member for 5 months. Do you guys see where my cursor is now? Yeah, I don't think anybody should be upset over this. I mean, it's not like she's being mean. She's like, "Hey, let me take your picture." He shakes his head no. And then he goes, "Okay." And he kind of pushes his plate up, and then he takes the picture, and then she shows him the picture, and he probably like says, "No, don't send it to anybody," like most kids would.
Yeah, this to me just is just normal. I mean, there's nothing about it. He's not, in my opinion, he's not eating too fast. He's not eating too slow. He just seems to be going through the motions as if it's just any other regular time he's out with his mom. I just, he's not ticking, nervous ticks or anything like
Mm-mm,
that. He
no.
doesn't seem to be like looking around like he's feeling overstimulated. He's not, he seems to be very focused on his plate or her. So to me, I don't see anything with him personally, just going off my own being a mom, going out to eat with family or whatnot. It just seems so routine and natural.
It does to me too. Oh, we got someone else that joined. Let's see who it is. And it is cut. I mean, a lot of it's cut. Why? I
Hmm.
don't know, but Pearl girl, do you want to turn off your camera or leave it on, baby? You got to nod your head because I can't hear you. Yes or no? You good? Okay. Hey, Pearl girl.
You
Hello,
can hear
Pearl.
me, darling?
Yep, I can hear you just fine. How are you, girl?
Well, I'm doing good. How are you girls?
I'm doing good, thank you.
How's everybody?
As good as it's gonna get.
Yep.
I
Day
think
by
so.
day.
I think I agree. I was on I was listening to Titanium Built, and they found some huge deep sinkholes.
Oh, in Pennsylvania
I
there?
No, and
Oh, in
Sumner
Tennessee?
County. Yeah, and they don't know because it's beside the school, and they're not for sure that he couldn't have went down in one of
Oh, are you
those.
talking about SF Investigates thing?
Well, honey, I don't know who was doing it, but she had it on her panel, and I had
Yeah,
to tend to agree. If it was dark, he might have stepped in one of those.
it is. It's SF. It's right here. I'll show you. They found these like caverns.
So deep. Yeah, I mean, it's 30, feet, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
You see that?
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's crazy. I heard him say it 30 feet deep.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Some of them was really deep from what I'm gathering.
I just love it when people are on this panel who have accents.
Oh, I know it.
Is
I love them
I
too.
love it. You're so charming, Pearl. I love accents. You
You love
sound
accents, honey. I'm ashamed of the way I sound.
No.
no. I was hoping you had a southern accent when I saw your name was Pearl.
Yeah, I'm from the South. I'm from
Yeah, I'm from the South.
Tennessee.
Oh, I love it.
Hold on. I have to
you sound
address
amazing.
something in chat. Apparently, Brittany J stated that, and I don't know if it was her or someone on her panel, stated that Katie took that picture at the table for a passport. Let me just tell you, as someone who has a passport, you can't just snap a fucking picture at a table
Oh
in
my
a
God.
restaurant
Right?
for a passport. Oh
No, you
my
have to go get your
God.
own professional picture made at their office and fingerprint.
Right. If you're going to use your own photo, it has to be certain dimensions. It has to have a certain background. No,
Yes.
just no, no, and no, and no, and fuck no.
I
Yeah.
think she just keeps on, but she's going to lose it. I just do. She's alongside Betty.
Oh, she's already there. She's got issues, man.
Yeah, she really
You know,
does.
and they're
Because
sitting over there spreading this fake crap too about Sebastian's teacher, and I don't like that. And I'm going to say right here, right now, that, in my opinion, is 100% fake news. I don't believe that any colleague of a teacher of Sebastian is going to put their reputation, career, education, pension, retirement, whatever, on the line to give Justin for All on YouTube a bird's eye view into Sebastian Rogers' life.
And what's the point in telling the story?
I-
I just that's just like listening
Even
to
if,
a liar.
well, yeah, I mean, even if
They're
you did,
wasting my time.
but even if you did get an email from a colleague of Sebastian's teacher, would you put it out there?
No.
It's
No,
fake.
you know what? If you
Me.
truly cared about Sebastian, or you truly cared about justice for any child that's missing or has had something happen, if you had came upon or stumbled upon evidence or something you think might be evidence, that you would immediately take it to law enforcement to try and help. You would not do something like that, which is why that's the only complaint I have about some internet sleuths or self-appointed detectives, internet
I
detectives.
agree,
Yeah,
sweetheart.
I'm afraid that they really truly, because they don't have to apply to the same rules and
No, and they
regulations that law
don't.
enforcement does. And they could actually jeopardize this poor child. I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, they're both a blessing and a curse, just like any law enforcement. Some are really bad, some are really good. But if you have the ability, if you know something, if you have something, please take it right to the
Right.
law enforcement. Give it to
Exactly.
them.
That's what I'm saying. Even if
Yeah.
it was,
Mhm.
shame on you. Shame on you for sitting there reading it
Mhm.
as if this is entertainment. This isn't
Well, yeah,
entertainment.
and look what they're doing. I mean, they're out there searching, and they could find a paper wrapper, and they want to call in. Well, those cops are busy. You know, they're running around like a pet squirrel trying to do their job, and then and then you get all this other stuff called in.
Oh my
There's
God.
briskets and wrappers and
This
uh
same guy says that he's talking to
Yeah.
TBI and FBI. No, he's not. No, he's not. There's also a woman on here that's holding rods and saying she's
that
talking.
makes me sick.
Yeah, and saying she's talking to Sebastian. And these rods
That-
move around. It's weird.
That's how they used to look for water back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
is she looking
dowsing
for a
rods.
well?
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? She's standing there holding these rods, talking to Sebastian Rogers. And then you can see her pinkies moving them. It's like,
Well, Nonsense had one over there a while ago pouring candle wax on a plate and saying it looked like this, and this was Sebastian.
Oh my God.
Well,
And I'm
you had said, Jay, you don't know why people, they spread this misinformation, stuff like that. You were talking about it like in general, it's just frustrating. I think a lot of times the reason why people, if it's a hot topic, if it's something will get hits, it'll get attention,
Yeah.
it'll get views. They will say it.
exactly.
And this is a hot topic, especially with this video coming out. And there's no accountability.
No, there's not.
And that's why they will just say whatever. And
Because
as long
law
as they get,
enforcement's not giving any information. So there's no one there to like
yeah,
say, no, this isn't true. No one can prove it one way or the other. All we can
yeah,
say, we can sit there and say we
yeah,
think it's bullshit, but can we prove it? No. And
no,
they
Well,
know
they
it.
picked apart. They
yeah.
picked apart everything that's ever come out. I mean, they're they get teed off because they went out and eat, or they went shopping, or they stopped by and got a loaf of bread, or
I mean,
all that
yeah, and the
stuff.
Proudfoots had people following them in the beginning, and they were at a restaurant, and there were pictures
Mhm.
taken of them that put on Facebook. Like,
And at church, remember, Jay?
yes, at church. And the same thing happened with Summer Wells. Molly Golightly and Bullhorn Betty and their little crew went to Summer Wells's church, and Molly Golightly had a pen camera, like a pen, a spy pen, and she videoed in the church, and she got one of the church members' daughters and put her on YouTube, and it was a big thing. It's just, it's so out of control, and I'm seeing the same things in every case that is unsolved with no
Well, if y'all
answers.
were her,
They
if
fill in
this
the
was
blanks, Pearl. They fill in the blanks.
yeah, if this was our child and they picked us apart like they have everything, could you imagine? I wouldn't be speaking on any kind of program either. I
No,
wouldn't be going up on
Yeah.
that's what
no
I'm
channel.
saying. Like Chris and Katie came out, they did a few interviews on YouTube, and then they shut up because I think,
Yeah,
that was smart because look at what it's become.
Well,
it has.
it's also too that that people, when I had said this before about the Delphi case, look how many years we had to go with no confirmation. We didn't even know how the girls died. We didn't know any details on that. And people will come up with their own conclusions. And once these people who start making these claims of evidence, or they take their opinions and try to make them facts, that as long as they have someone to go along with it and agree with them, it'll just fuel it on. And then other people come along and go, oh, wait a minute, all these people think it's true. Maybe it is true because there's 100 people that said, yeah. It's like it's so easily to sway and manipulate this because there's so much emotion involved in it. And that's the way I look at
Exactly,
it.
sweetheart.
Yeah, that's what I see in it. And that's why these people are getting people to believe or back them up or get emotionally invested in it, because for them it's about Sebastian, but about the person who's putting out the false facts. It's all about the attention, the
Well, you
hits.
notice they was a picking apart her reaching down on, excuse me, but I think that restaurant serves black napkins, which I hate those things. I hate them with a passion. And she probably had one in her lap and was wiping her fingers off. Oh, she's leaving a message.
Oh my
I
God.
heard one creator say, "Oh, she's got something. She's leaving a message." She was just
Yeah.
wiping her fingers off from handling them rolls. My
Yeah,
God,
no.
when does it stop?
Because that's
Sick.
all they have to look at. And when all they have is it's kind of like Bridge Guy. Look at how many theories and things came off of that little tiny clip that we were
Exactly.
given, and just down the hill, those words, down the hill,
That's that's
guys,
right,
down the hill,
sweetheart.
four words. That's it. And look how many theories, and oh, I heard this, or I saw this, or the other pictures of the girls. They said in the back of the trees they could see him. They were matrixing him in the back of the trees, or other people, or whatever. Because when that's all you have to look at and that's all you have to see, you're going to be desperate for answers, and you're going to look at it with an emotional eye, like where's the clue? Where is it? Wait. Was that a clue? When you don't even know. You just
Right.
want so desperately to know,
Uh-huh.
maybe you can see something that no one else sees. So you do start to see, like, wait a minute.
Well, you take
Yeah.
this, if he had a left from his daddy's, we would have been speculating that, maybe it was his dad. But since he's left with his mama, it's all her fault, and we're not gonna, But now I just tell you, in my opinion, there's three scenarios, and I've had to live by common sense all my life, and I've lived country, so you have to go off common sense too. But
Mhm.
from what I'm gathering, he's either walked out of that house, done with it, tired, hormones are running and everything, or he's left with some friends and something's went wrong, or somebody has lured him out of that house. Now,
Yeah.
it's at the first, cause he left with his mama. I had some speculations on that, but then I had to go with some common sense. I know parents do stupid stuff to their kids. We've just seen that with poor little old Harmony Montgomery and Joe Clyde Daniels and all that. But to just, I don't know. I've totally switched around on that. I see so much different stuff now. And I think what's shined the biggest light on it is because I've got down to now. I was lost as last year's Easter egg when it first come up. I thought, well, Lord have mercy, what could have happened.
Mhm.
But then now I'm thinking, well, common sense. He was big enough, he could have got up, walked out, and left. He could have hid a pair of shoes and knowed it
Mhm.
was coming and left.
Y'all, this is weird. So someone said that Sebastian is on Find a Grave, right? So I pulled it up. This is disturbing.
What?
Yeah, this is disturbing. It has his picture from the TBI flyer, and it says added by
Mhm.
following footsteps, Christine Manel. And it was added October 28th, 2024. And then when you click on her, she's added 4,000 memorials. So why did she put him on there? Because look what she shared. An Amber Alert has been issued for the TBI for 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian disappeared from his home either late Sunday night or early Monday morning and was reported missing by his family. The teen lives with his bio mother and stepfather. His bio father is also a deputy with the Davidson County Sheriff's Office, according to Sheriff Darren Hall. Despite a massive search effort, crews have not found a trace of the child. And then they have him listed as cremated. Specifically, details unknown. And then there's 4 comments that say, please remove this. There is no confirmation Sebastian is deceased or cremated. Spreading such false information is deranged and harmful to Sebastian.
Don't you reckon that came from that big tale that Chris's family owned a funeral home? Well, it's a cousin, I reckon, that works at one he don't own.
But
Don't you reckon somebody's got that stirred up again?
I don't know. I mean, she's added a lot of things to this site, but when it clearly says no trace of the child, where did she get cremated? And why would he even be on Find a Grave? This is for people that are dead.
Just trolling.
Added
How
October
people
28th? Weird.
could be someone, a troll type of action. You know how people actually call parents who are missing children or whatever, and they taunt them, and I mean, there's a lot of yucky people
Right,
out
but she's
there.
added like people that from 1870, 1892. Like she does, I don't know how people find these, but like maybe they do their family tree or something. But look at this one. She's got this Doreen. Who's she? Cremated. In Uganda? How does she even know? Like, this is just bizarre.
Lord, honey,
It's really weird.
Like,
I have no idea.
I'm getting
And
into a hole.
people say, "Oh well, they had this done, they had him sent off, and they had him," you know. uh, uh, I'm gonna tell you that would be a major felony if that happens. So people ain't really thinking straight through that one either. People's out here searching, the money's been spent,
Hold on, Pearl. Hey, Dexter, you're up on panel.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
I just wanted to say I watched the interview over there. A guy interviewed you
Hello.
over on Rumble, Jay.
You watched what interview? I'm sorry.
A guy was interviewing you over on Rumble.
Interviewing me?
My brother, yeah, you and him are on a panel or something together. My brother, I happen to just, he doesn't even watch true crime and he watches Rumble a lot. And I just went in there to do something and you were on panel with the guy. So I'm going to go watch it. It's over on.
Oops. Shit. Damn it. Hold on. Left my own panel. Hold on, guys. I'm coming back.
She says about you, you stand
I'm
on it,
back. I'm
and
back. I'm back. I left
yeah,
my own
so
panel.
somebody that I feel like that somebody can sit there and re-listen to what you felt like months ago and can still play it. You're a true woman.
Oh, well, thank you.
But I want to bring something to everybody's attention, and why I know this is I don't want to bring this person's name into it, the young lady I'm talking about, but her mother and our friends, and she's been dealing with this for 14 years, worse than Katie had it. Once Nancy Grace gets you up there, then the law can lie, like you said, and they'll tell a lie, and then Nancy Grace will just spin it all around, and that child gets lost. But I'd like for you to pay close attention to what I'm fixing to say, and I'll stand on this because I know. I argued with the sheriff, who argued with the FBI, that this child was not kidnapped. It took us a minute, and I can show all my receipts, but it's not time to show that. You need to go to Sebastian's flyer.
Oh, damn it. I did it again. Hold on. I'm coming back.
Sean, how about let's play Did You Kidnap Your Child? Now you can go over there and look at plenty of examples. If they come right out and said that Sebastian was, they felt like he had been kidnapped. No, go read the flyer. It's in the URL link.
Yeah, it says kidnapped
It
on
says
the.
wanted kidnapped.
Yeah.
In the yes, ma'am. Go over there and I'll show you the two ladies that they're looking for that crossed over into Mexico, and they know that they've been kidnapped. And what does theirs say? Wanted / kidnapped. You
Would
can
that
go
be a
look at other.
default thing?
Yeah, I think it's.
No, ma'am. This is from the actual.
Well,
I don't
I'm on it
deal
right
with,
now. Hang on. I'll share it with you guys
Yeah.
and show you because
Yeah, and like go over there
it's
and
the.
look at the Rojo girls lady, and you can see it as well as in theirs. Now, if you go back and look at the screenshots, I don't have time to be doing all that, but I listen to you, Jay, and I listen to Granny, and that's where and and of course who she has on panel, and everybody's, these sides, it ruins people's lives. It really truly does. I have a woman that her child cannot even get justice because she thought she was going to do the right thing to get her child's name out there. Next thing you know, she's a killer. She had to move out of her home, take her 16-year-old child, and move out of town. But she moved out of town, because she must have done something to her child. They even arrested the mama's boyfriend, but guess who come and got him out 2 years later? FBI, because we know. Some of us, I've been in radio. I used to do live. We used to do blog talk radio way before YouTube ever was around. Yes, ma'am. So I'm just going to stand on that. I do believe when Seth lets things out, and I'm going to tell you something.
It's real
Chris,
easy, man.
I can tell when he was talking, he catches himself, because you know what? He wants to come right out and say what they know. And the way that Katie's looking, y'all, she knows. She knows what that man's like in the dark. She knows what that man's like behind a door that none of us have seen. If he showed us that side of him in public, what would he do in private? And that's all I had to say.
Well, thank you, Dexter. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I do appreciate I came up under my other name. I didn't realize I was under my other name, but this is Two Old Crows.
Oh, hey, Two Old Crows. Okay. I was like,
And
I
so
didn't
I just
recognize the
didn't want to get
Dexter.
no ruckus started.
No,
Yeah,
not at
I
all.
didn't want
You're,
to get no ruckus.
dude, you're welcome to
By
feel how you
saying
feel,
this to
man.
people, but
Oh,
yes, ma'am. If you go,
feel
and
how
I
you
can
feel.
show you what we did back in the day, like 15, 14 years ago, right? We had just gotten Facebook, and I'll tell you, I'm 59 years old. And when that darn Josh was talking about, oh, I think you're a little bit too old for this, dude, you don't even have the balls for this.
Yeah.
It don't have nothing to do with age. You are so flip flop that Josh, but I appreciate you reading him out finally. Because one of his mods said that because I talk about sex offenders and I see now you're watching Alex over there that goes and does his little thing, right?
Alex.
On the pedo hunter.
Oh, yeah. Is that his name? I didn't know his name. But yeah, I like him.
Well, yes, he is actually, he's doing the psychology with it, and he busts them every time for what they've really got, and that's what's on that phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, and I just wanted to say I enjoyed your other ladies you had on panel, and I enjoyed talking.
Well, thank you,
You let
Two
me
Old
say what I wanted
Crows.
to say.
Appreciate you.
O-
Hey, Nicole
Okay,
B.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, Nicole B.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Hello.
I'm good. Excuse me. So about the Find the Grave or Find a Grave website that you were just looking at a few minutes ago,
Mm-hmm.
Nonsense did a live on that earlier. Summer's on there. Madeline Kojakari is on there. So
Oh,
a whole
you're
lot of us
kidding.
reported those.
Okay.
No.
Ew.
So I just wanted to jump up here because you're at almost 800 people. So if everyone could go report those, hopefully we can get them taken down.
How do you report them? Because I
Can I
didn't
say
see that.
something?
I didn't.
She put my
So
friends. She
if you
put Haley
go
on there
on
15 years ago. You can't do nothing about the lady. We tried for 15
This
years.
same
Now.
lady?
Yes, ma'am. She put Haley on there dead and was gathering pictures of her 14 years ago.
What a whack
And it was
job.
devastating people. And back then, the internet's came a long way in 14 years, okay? Back then it was real scary. But listen, that lady knows what she's talking about.
It can't
I'm
hurt
sorry, I
though.
can't
You
Well,
know,
remember
there's
the
power in
it's worth a
numbers.
shot.
15 years ago
It's really easy.
there wasn't like, the big social media groups either. So maybe with the
No,
strength
we've
in numbers.
and we've tried, but best of luck.
Well, if you guys want to go
Okay.
over there and
Well,
report it, it would be greatly appreciated. We should give it at least a whirl.
yeah, if you scroll down to the bottom of, like, say you're on Sebastian's, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's the option to click on help. And then it says right on there, if you want to report something, have it removed, whatever. It's very simple to do. So
Okay. Thanks for letting
Jay,
us know.
there's an escaped inmate, unalive in Tampa. Are you close to there?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, JLR just reported it.
What was it?
It's an escaped convict,
Oh, you're kidding.
very dangerous, in Tampa.
Let me see. Oh, lovely. Juvenile inmate, 15-year-old. He escaped from the juvenile detention center. That's always good. What was he in there for? Connection to the death of a 14-year-old.
I think he
Yikes.
killed somebody.
That's him, Jameer Moore. He was discovered missing Sunday morning. And the Department of Juvenile Justice says there's evidence to suggest he escaped. Anyone who sees him is asked to not engage and call 911 immediately. He's involved in killing another teenager. Thank you for
Well, we
letting us
had
know
one
about that.
here. I know. Keep them doors locked. We had one here that was escaping. He'd been escaped for, oh Lord, probably 2 or 3 weeks before they found him.
I'm on the other side of the country and I'm in the mountains. I think I'm okay. I have to worry about bears and mountain lions.
What state are you in, darling?
I'm in California, but I'm up by the I'm in the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
well, that's nice.
I know. It sounds pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, after my youngest graduated high school, I had to go back to the country because I grew up in the country, like off the grid, near
Yeah.
like you want water, you dig for it. You want food, you grow it. You want chicken for dinner, well, you go out there and get the chicken and feather it and get it right. I mean, that's the way I grew up.
That's
So,
mine and Jay's big thing. We like to say
yeah.
chicken today and feathers tomorrow.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna look up
So,
Summer
yeah, I
Wells.
had to do that. I had to yeah, I had to get away from the city once my youngest had graduated. I was like, "Okay, I got to go." So I did. My husband and I moved up to the country, and I've been married 34 years, and my husband is a city boy. I mean, he is a city boy. So for him to relocate out to the country, yeah, I don't think he would have been so open to that if we hadn't been married so long. So,
Did your parents
yeah.
Okay,
warn
this
you?
is odd. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but
No,
Oh,
no,
no,
no.
no,
this is the
no.
girl that put up Summer Wells. It's not the same lady. This is Jamie Forever 4. And her bio says, I manage my family and close friends only. Sometimes I add others for various reasons. Contact me if you have any info or suggestions. Jam. She's added 40, and one of them is Summer Wells. And Summer Wells isn't even pronounced deceased. It says
Oh,
burial
my.
unknown.
Now, who would do this?
I don't know. Who
She
are
should
these
say
people?
for nefarious reasons, not just for reasons,
Who
because that's
is
nefarious.
this girl? Ugh.
That's kind of sick, isn't it?
Who else did they say was in here? There was some other missing child. Who was it?
Oh, Lord.
I can't remember the other one they said.
I was thinking about chicken for dinner. Sorry.
That-
I got distracted. I got distracted.
Well, hopefully you're not thinking about feathers tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
No.
Thank you for joining Choo Choo's Mommy. Let me see what else we've got. Sherry Rollins, thank you for joining, becoming a clicker. Autumn Renee, Mrs. Fletcher, thank you for your support for 5 months. Chris, thank you for being a supporter for 3 months. It's been longer than 3 months that I'm a super fan cooter. Oh, so she's a member on the other channel as well. Thank you so much, guys.
I'm a member on both of your channels.
Thank you so much, per girl. Michael Vaughn.
Well, I tell you what, if I had 2 daughters, I would have picked you and Granny.
Aw.
Y'all are my favorite.
That's so sweet. That's really nice.
Yeah. I am really grateful that people like you are on do this, put your time into it, you volunteer and give so much back, because like I said, I love how you are not you when you have an open panel, that you have people on here who can have this complete opposite of what you see and what your opinion is, and you still give everybody a platform, so that people can make up their own mind, and
Shine
you
some
just
light. Yeah.
yeah, I love that, and that you do stand by what you say, and if someone says something to help, maybe have you think otherwise, you go, "Oh, I'm gonna think about that." You just don't go, "No, no, no."
Right.
You're like, you know what I mean? Really appreciate that about you, and I cannot shout that out enough. So
I
thank
just,
you for
I
that.
have a problem going around. Well, it's just like somebody that lies to you. Would you want to stand there and listen to them sit there and tell no, and they're telling you a lie? I just ain't got time for all of that. And that's why I stick with Jay and Granny, because they go deep.
Agree.
Granny
And
said,
I like, yeah.
Granny said, let me record that and send it to my parents. That is so nice. No, don't send it to your parent.
What would she want? What would she want to send to her parents?
You that you said if I could pick 2 daughters, I'd pick you and Granny.
I would in a heartbeat.
That's so nice.
I'm so proud of you girls.
So this one here, the Madeline, or sorry, not Madeline, Magdalena Kojikari went missing in North Carolina in 2022. The last known video of Madalena was taken on November 21st, 2022, showing her getting off the school bus. She was not reported missing until December 15th of 2022. After school officials noticed she wasn't at school after Thanksgiving break. Her mom was named a suspect in July of 2022. She was arrested in December 2022 and pleaded guilty to failing to report her daughter's disappearance. She was released from jail in May of 2023. Now it gets worse. Her stepfather, Christopher Palmatier, was charged with failing to report her disappearance and he has since bonded out. The Cornelius Police Department and the FBI are still searching for Madalena. And then we have this cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs putting her on here with no picture even. It says death, November 21st, 2022. That's the last video. And it says cremated. Same as Sebastian. And then it's this following footsteps, Christine Manel. And she also left flowers. But it says,
Oh my.
yeah, there's a $25,000 reward for anyone who provides information leading to her. But then she has her listed as cremated.
So is all of these children listed as cremated?
Summers was a different person that put it on there, but that one said unknown.
That needs to be took down. That's wrong.
It's horrible. I mean, these people seem to be obsessed with this site, to be honest.
They just want to draw attention to themselves,
Yes.
I think.
And if it's not monitored, as well as it doesn't seem like it's monitored or that it's followed up on as far as the maintenance on it, that people will gravitate more to it and use it even more because they know that there's not going to be
Yeah.
any real consequence for
Like you can
doing
just
it.
add
Absolutely.
anybody on here. I'm scared to see if
Mhm.
I'm on there. I don't even want to search it up. Because that's weird. Someone could just put you on there.
Ooh, you should look me up.
Mm-mm.
I love zombies.
That's just weird, man.
Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
Oh, someone just bought me a pizza or a Coke Zero or a scratch off. Whoever that was, thank you. It just said someone. You've changed.
That's just like I want to bring this up. And I know it may be somewhere's off course, but they throwed a fit during the time that hurricane come through that Granny bought scratch off. Well, we had a good time with that, and I had fun with it too. And they made such a big deal out of it. But Betty can go out here and get in trouble every day, and they want to send her money for her lawyer. And I'd be dadgum if I would do that. I wouldn't buy somebody's marijuana, $35 for a stick of marijuana. I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Thank you,
And
Choo
that's
Choo's
taken.
mommy. Choo Choo's mommy is the one that sent me some grub. Thank you.
You know,
Oh, well, you ate good tonight.
yeah. I was gonna say, Jay, you had mentioned something about I had made a very unpopular opinion, but I'm uneducated because I don't have all of the. That's why I'm here is to get some more insight. But you had mentioned the behavior panel, and I was talking about Katie and his stepfather's um, body language in the interviews they did, and how I felt like she was kind of it felt like she was trying to distance herself, and it could be because maybe she really didn't want to do that interview at that time, maybe for whatever reason. Now I'm only basing my opinion, and I am biased because how many interviews do we watch of parents, family who know where the child is or know what happened or had a hand in it, and they're crying on TV or they're trying to make themselves, seem innocent or act as if they have nothing to do with it. How many times have we seen that? Well, for me, it has created a bias where I immediately will look at it with a skeptical eye, like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
because we're so used to it, right?
right.
So when you said the behavior panel, I was like, ooh, because I love that they have four different behavior analysis people who had kind of the similar jobs, but they had very specific job titles or responsibilities. So they all look at behavior through a different lens. One, Scott will look at them like this, and Mark will look at for this, and they all talk about a baseline. And to be fair, I don't know what Katie's baseline is. I don't know. I created a baseline in my mind for her based off of what other interviews I've seen. So I will go into looking at anyone who's a person of interest. We watch these interview tapes and things like that. For me, I find myself being biased because we don't have a baseline of what the person is normally or how they are. So we go in with one by default from all the other cases, all the other things we've seen. And for me, I just felt like she was just being uh distant in a sense that she just wasn't connecting with the person who was doing the interview, or in that, just not in the moment. And it could be because she's overwhelmed, whatever. But that's why I made those comments. But the behavior panel is so good. I love them, and I'm glad you brought them up because, in my opinion, they're very credible. And
Well,
I'm gonna have to go watch that.
well, sweetheart, think about this though. Uh, all this pathetic stuff came from Sean, who I'm talking about. And the
Seth.
poor thing, she didn't live, she was raised in a bad circumstance. That should have never been none of our business. So with her, with that background and stuff, would she not have been ashamed kindly? They say, oh, well, she won't speak up and say nothing. Well, what is she going to say?
You guys, if you can look at your screen on YouTube, you won't be able to see it on StreamYards. I just shared a thumbnail of a creator who covers this case. I don't want to advertise his ass, but do you see this thumbnail? AI images of Katie on her phone with food in front of her, and Sebastian with his food in front of him, and he looks sad, and he's not eating, and it says what happened 2/25/24 hashtag Sebastian Rogers. I mean, I have
That is
no
freaky.
words,
That
man.
picture of Sebastian, that is just freaky.
It's just wrong. It's so wrong.
Hmm. That's so sad.
hmm Talk
I
about
think
spinning a
about,
narrative, right?
yeah, I think about that little feller now. We think when we got problems, we got problems, but you take a child that's dealing with all the stuff inside his little head and not knowing now. When my son was little and I knew something was wrong, all I'd have to do was just go in there and lay down by the side of him when he was going to bed. And, kids can't. Do you know of any child that comes to you at even 10 or 11 that says this is bothering me? They don't know how to.
They don't know
And
how
I
to
don't,
articulate. Yeah.
yeah,
Here's
and
his
I don't
thumbnail
know.
up on the screen again from yesterday. Same creator. As if, I have no I have no words, guys. I just don't.
I don't either, I mean, he kept a lot in his little head and didn't really know. People, I get so upset with people and their children sometimes because kids just don't know how to release what is bothering them.
I mean, it's made
And
to look like a 5-year-old's like birthday invitation.
yeah,
It's so weird.
I've seen times when I couldn't explain what was bothering me, but you imagine him, and got little old problems of his own, and like I said, going through hormones and everything. He didn't know what was happening to him.
Yeah.
I hate you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
I hate creators that do this shit. Pisses me off.
Well, it really upsets me too because you think about it. You know, I know that it was a cluster when Summer Wells, went missing and stuff. I realize this, but there ain't nothing that stopped this one. Not to me. I mean,
No, me either.
I just
This is what I posted for Sebastian's birthday.
that's sweet, and he looks so happy there. He
I
just
mean,
looks like a normal
bubble
child to
letters and
me.
balloons. I just feel like that is so disrespectful. They were throwing
He,
parties for him and having cake and shit. It's weird.
well, what I find's weird when you're having a wake or not a wake, but a vigil, is having it at a beer garden. That child wasn't no adult that drank with them and
Oh, yeah. The
everything.
whole brewery thing is a little odd.
Yeah. Why didn't they pick up a community center or something like that instead of a beer garden?
I don't know. I mean, I just wonder what the FBI does when they put these rewards out. Like, why do some have rewards, some don't? Like, this little Dulce, she has a $5,000 reward that leads to her whereabouts. It says additional
Yeah, I
reward
noticed that.
money may be available, but the FBI is only offering 5,000. And this
How does
is
that all come about when some children's got it and some ain't?
that's I don't know. I don't know. That's what I would like to know is I know it goes by budget and things like that and obviously circumstances, right? If they don't think
Yeah.
that, like let's say with that little girl we just Magdalena, they suspect the father and the stepmom, right? So if they don't think
Uh-huh.
anybody knows anything, why offer a reward? The only two people that know
Right.
something are the parents. But when they offer a reward, that tells me that people know. Like people would know something. Like they're trying to get someone to come forward. Is how I kind of take that. Like they know somebody knows something, so they want them to come forward. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think that's why Sebastian's they're offering more is because I don't know, I just feel like they do have a person of interest and that person has people around them that they suspect know something and that they're trying to make it more of a reward for them to
To
just come
crack. Yeah,
forward.
to like tell
Yeah.
what they know. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just so weird, man. 50K.
Well,
That
that's just
money, yeah.
like little Summer Wells. I think maybe she might have passed on. You know, I think they hid that. Uh, if that other boy would just come out with the truth on what had happened
I
to
mean, look at
her.
this little guy. This little guy went missing in freaking 2002 with his mom,
Yeah.
and he's all grown up now. No reward. I mean, I guess maybe because he's with his mom. I don't know. I don't know how they determine
I
it.
don't understand that unless they just actually think it's and that tells me too though, I mean we was talking about that they think that's outside work with Sebastian or they wouldn't be allowing that a reward.
Hmm.
I think every night of all the children that suffer, you know, I I didn't come from no good home, but I was tough, still am.
I can tell. It comes out in your accent. But I came from a wonderful home. My parents were wonderful. It was other people on the outside that had done the abuse and things like that. It was never, if I didn't have a good home life, like with my parents and whatnot, I wouldn't have survived. I don't know how these victims who have really terrible home lives and then they are also victimized on the outside of the home survive. I just don't. I have such admiration and respect. I feel like just I feel so small compared. My trauma feels so small compared to theirs because I can't even imagine not having one person or a place you can go to where you feel safe and loved. I mean, it's just I can't even imagine surviving that. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
I left home at 6 years old. I was gone for 3 days. My parents left my clothes out where I was at and drove off.
Um,
And
Guys,
then,
just I am so
this
sorry.
is weird
well,
too. Crystal Rogers went, you know the Crystal Rogers case, right? Out of
yeah,
Kentucky. So
I need to refresh on
On
that one for
July
myself.
5th, 2015, Crystal Rogers was reported missing by her mother after she had not been seen or heard from since the evening of July 3rd, 2015. The same day she was reported missing, her car was found abandoned with a flat tire at mile marker 14 on the Bluegrass Parkway in Bardstown, Kentucky. Her keys, phone, and purse were still in the red Chevrolet Impala. She's the mother of 5 children and is not known to go anywhere without her children. On November 19th, 2016, Rogers' father, Tommy Ballard, was shot and killed on family property. If you have any information to the disappearance of Crystal Rogers, call the FBI. And this is only $25,000. And you have one death confirmed and her still missing. 25,000. It's weird, right? So you look at that and you're like, okay, like, what are we to think then about Sebastian's being 50 so soon?
I really think there's somebody like I said, there are people that they are certain have information that are surrounding their person of interest and they're trying to get them to come forward. I mean, usually money does talk.
Yeah. Well, and I
I
mean, but
mean,
it's been at 50, right? And then you have Dog the Bounty Hunter and this at night intelligence, whatever the hell they're called today, come forward and say, well, we're adding on to it. We're adding on to it. Now it's like $255,155 or some shit. And it's like, why do they keep making it go up like that?
well, I know it. And here, most of the killings, which they're let's say 3 years ago, they was bodies showing up everywhere in my area, and they had um, they had them floating down the river with just a sock on, with their driver's license in their sock, and people's just coming up drop dead everywhere. And one of the guys, he killed his girlfriend, which was Johnny Cash's niece, and they couldn't find her. And finally, this is about 5 miles from the house. Finally, they found her. She was in a trunk, but he had done shot up the house and everything. And I'm pretty sure it was over drugs. But now, her parents, was looking for her everywhere.
yeah, it is sad that someone mentioned about how a lot of the faces of these children that go missing or people that go missing, a lot of them are minorities. The and it predators go after what people are not gonna, they'll go after
This
victims
doesn't even look like,
that
I'm
won't be looked
sorry,
for first.
I don't mean to
Sorry,
interrupt,
go
but
ahead.
this
Oh, no,
doesn't
no,
even,
interrupt.
this doesn't even look like the same person. Does it to you guys?
No,
I think it's an age progress. Is it an age progression?
Uh-uh. It's a picture.
Oh, weird.
Stephanie Damron. Hang on, let me make it bigger here. $15,000 for information. Let's see. She was born October 6, 2010, FBI Boston, and the Maine State Police are requesting the public's assistance in locating Stephanie Damron of New Sweden, Maine. She was reported missing by her family September 24th, 2024. She was last seen wearing blue jeans, a long sleeve blue shirt, and black Harley Davidson hiking boots. $15,000 reward leading to the safe return and or information leading to the arrest and prosecution of anyone involved in her disappearance. Now, if we go back here and look at Sebastian, it just says for information leading to the whereabouts.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about all of that. It's very simple, which is why I believe they already know who has information
I think so.
that's connected to the person of interest, which is why they just want them to come forward. Just come forward. That's what that's screaming to me. The amount and the way
Mm-hmm.
that is worded, they already have a person of interest. They
I think
already
so,
know,
honey.
yeah, who has the info. And the only way they're going to slam dunk their case, like in most times, is when you have witnesses or people who will take the stand against them. So,
Yeah,
yeah, to me, that's what that says.
that says that to me too as well, sweetheart.
Hmm.
Oh my God, you call me sweetheart with your accent.
Oh
I
my
just
God,
love
that's so
it.
funny.
I love
With your
Do
accent.
what? Oh,
So
well, it's
charming.
either darling, sweetheart, or baby girl, or whatever around here.
Yeah, if I say darling, it's like, because like I told Jay the last time I was on here, because I'm from California and I don't have an accent. I feel like when I talk, I sound like on, Charlie Brown, the adults, they go, wah, 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 wah,
Yeah.
wah. There's
Oh
no,
no.
my voice doesn't have like anything in it. Like it's not charming at all. So if I say, hey, darling, it sounds like, what did you just say? Why would you say that? Because I don't have that charming accent to make it just,
Well,
yeah.
I am Southern, and I've got to have a hug when I see somebody. And everybody says, "Well, I know you've run into Walmart. Who'd you talk to?" They know I'm going to talk to everybody.
Well, this one here
Yeah.
says the FBI is offering a reward of up to $25,000 for information leading to the recovery of Raja or her Nissan Sentra. So
Well, was
recovery
they
of
one of
means they probably assume she's deceased.
Deceased, yeah.
was Summer Wells? Did she have a reward?
Mm-mm. Well, she had one that was raised by creators. Remember, it turned out to be a whole disaster,
Yeah.
but not from the FBI. No. I'm
Well,
just
see now,
scrolling through these
Southern.
just to see, what they say. Like this one, the FBI is offering a reward of $5,000 for information leading to the location of this girl.
I think
Lord.
before what Dexter said about being listed as kidnapped, I think that is a default for a minor if there's not clear evidence that they left
Well, no.
as a runaway, right?
No.
Wouldn't
What
they
it
say they
is,
were kidnapped?
right here, it says kidnapping and missing persons. All these people on this page are kidnapped or missing. Okay. Now, when you go to the
Okay.
URL, that's where they're having their tizzy. Is the URL says
Oh.
fbi.gov/wanted/kidnap. So it covers the kidnapping and the missing persons. Like they want to, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But they're hung up on this kidnap in the URL of the FBI's website. And I think they're reading into it too much.
Yeah,
Because
that's
like
true.
this one for parental kidnapping says fbi.gov/wanted/parental kidnappings,
Mhm.
right? Kidnapping and missing persons are all on the same page. So it says kidnap. Like they're not going to make a huge long URL to put kidnap and missing persons. They're just going to put kidnap, right? Then if you go to the
Yeah.
terrorism one, it says fbi.gov/wanted/terrorism. You know what I'm saying?
You
Yeah.
know, I just kindly wonder. Back when I was a kid growing up, we had jars that we played with. We had lids and stuff.
Get that
We didn't
URL.
have them.
Mods, get that URL right now.
We didn't have all this internet stuff, but we didn't have a lot of missing kids either.
Look at this dude. conspiracy to commit intentional damage to a protected computer. Intentional damage to a protected computer. This is the guy they should be hiring so that we don't get cyber hacked all the time. Criminal charges
Right.
announced against multiple alleged hackers in Iran show the breadth of the cyber threat emanating from that country and the FBI and partner agency efforts to neutralize it and hold the individuals accountable. He's 19.
Well,
He's
we got three
he's
child predators. That's just local.
sorry, Pearl. He's defaced more than 1,100 websites around the world with pro-Iranian and pro-hacker messages.
Mm.
He's alleged to transmit a computer code to approximately 51 websites hosted in the U.S. and defacing their websites by replacing their content with pictures of the late General da-da-da and Iranian flag, along with the message, "Down with America." This kid.
Yeah, well, how many did they let in this country already?
And she who sees made a comment in there that she likes uh, our accents, Jay. And people tell me that we have an accent, like an American, English accent. I appreciate the compliment, but I don't have an accent. I can't hear it. I don't hear any accent. So, thank you, though.
Well, you've got a beautiful voice. So is Jay.
Oh,
Whoa.
thank
Have you
you.
guys ever heard of this guy? Robert William Fisher? Dude, this is a scary individual. Look at his eyes. Listen what he did. He's wanted for allegedly killing his wife and 2 young children and then blowing up the house in which they all lived in Scottsdale, Arizona in April of 2001.
Remember what my therapist said, Jay? We don't have to go looking for evidence that there's horrible people.
Yeah, because he worked.
Because they're all there. Oh,
Well,
we could
listen
go
what he
all day
works.
on the- yeah.
Listen what his occupation is: surgical catheter technician, respiratory therapist, and a fireman. This dude could be
Oh, Lord.
anywhere. This dude could be
Exactly.
anywhere.
Exactly.
That is terrifying.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's definitely it's harder to find the good people than it is to find the bad people. It's
Well, I can't
it's just,
imagine being mean and hateful and uh
mm-hmm.
and making somebody feel less human. I can't imagine to do that to anybody.
Yeah.
We're all struggling.
Oh, absolutely. We all wake up on the same planet with the
We sure do.
same needs and same things. We have to take care of ourselves and
Yeah.
the people we love without consequence to everybody else. We all have the same thing, but it's just it's it's hard to find that silver lining. So they
Ooh,
say.
I have breaking news. I have breaking news in the P. Diddy scandal. Breaking. Rapper Jay-Z accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 with Diddy. According to NBC News, the incident was previously reported on, but the celebrity Jay-Z was not named at the time. The incident happened at an MTV Music Awards after party after the girl was picked up by a driver who said she fit what Diddy was looking for. I remember reading this in the lawsuit. They were talking about Jay-Z, y'all. Holy. According to a lawsuit, the girl went to lie down in bed after she felt woozy after being handed a drink at the party. Diddy eventually entered the room with 2 celebrities, one a man, now named as Jay-Z, and one a woman. Jay-Z held the girl down and raped her while Combs and Celebrity B, a female, watched. After Jay-Z was done, Combs raped the girl while the other 2 watched. The following video is Diddy slapping Jay-Z in the rear at a 2007 Scream Fest music festival.
He makes me sick.
Oh,
Oh,
you and me both.
Jay and Pearl. Okay, listen to this. Okay. So I was watching on YouTube. You know how they have free movies now and then that you can watch?
Sure,
And one
yeah.
of the movies that I watch that always
Ew,
makes me
did you
laugh.
see him smack him on the ass though?
I
Watch.
think
Yep. So
Ew.
so so in Scary Movie, it's that it's that spoof movie that the Wayans brothers did. And it was in 2000. And the characters in it, I was watching it because it came up for free on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I need a laugh. I need something
yeah,
funny. It does have dark humor in it, and it's not for everybody. But the thing is I haven't seen that movie in a while, especially since all this Jay-Z stuff came out. And in the opening of the movie, when there's a character Brenda and Cindy are waiting for their friend is getting she's getting dropped off by her father. They're pretending to be high schoolers, and her name is Buffy. She's going to be coming over to them, and Brenda, she's the black girl and Cindy is white. She says to Cindy, oh, she goes, wait, Cindy says, wait for Buffy, she's coming. And the black girl says to her, Brenda says, oh, I don't know why you hang out with her. She is so fake. And Cindy says to her, why? Why don't you like her? And she says, well, we were at a friend of my friend Sean's party. And Cindy goes, Sean? And she's like, yeah, P. Diddy. And she goes, okay. And she says, we all had a glass of champagne. And then the next thing I know, everybody's getting freaky and getting wild. And I look over and I see her in the jacuzzi with a backup dancer, and how she's like making fun of like how she has no respect for herself for that. But I was like, wait a minute, what? What did she just say? Because that movie was made in 2000. She says that they were at one of Diddy's parties, and then they had a glass of champagne, and then everybody started getting freaky and wild, and I was thinking, oh my god, I don't know why, but that just kind of like to me was like, was that one of those times, how comedians will make jokes about things that later on were like, whoa, they were telling us all along. you know
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
was like, what? They had a glass of champagne and then start getting
Well, there's a
freaky.
lot of things with Diddy that have not aged well, like his clips on
Oh yeah.
Nickelodeon and stuff were even raunchy. And now we know about Dan Schneider, who was the producer for Nickelodeon. So there's just a whole lot of grossness in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and
Oh,
there
here's photos of
once
the party right here. Jay-Z is in the red shirt. I had previously shared this lawsuit on X, but Jay-Z was not named. He was referred to as Celebrity A. Here are some of the celebrities who were in attendance: J Lo, Jay-Z, Ben Stiller, Fred Durst, Ice-T, David Blaine, Damon Dash, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Steven Dorff, Josie Moran, and Carmen Cass. So it's not Beyonce. It looks like it could be J Lo that was the celebrity B.
Yeah. And you know what? Let me get your opinion on you guys. This is theory. This is a theory. My daughter and I were looking at we were talking
Look
about
at Ben
it.
Stiller. Sorry. Look at Ben Stiller
No,
to
no,
the
no.
right. He is hammered.
Yeah,
Hammered.
he is.
Is that Oni next to him? People who know. Oh my God. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
hammered. Oh no, I was just gonna say that. Do you remember the elevator footage of Beyonce, Jay-Z in the elevator, and her sister Solange, and when she attacked Jay-Z in the elevator? Do you remember that footage?
I don't
I
think so.
don't.
Okay, so there was an incident. If you look it up, you can see where it's Beyonce and Jay-Z, and then Solange is Beyonce's younger sister, who's an adult, mind you, and their security team, and the elevator footage was leaked. They go into the elevator and Solange is fighting verbally, and her body language, she's really angry at Jay-Z. She's physically swinging. She tries to kick him, and Beyonce is just standing off in the court, just standing there next to Jay-Z. Doesn't doesn't say any. There's nothing coming out of her, and Jay-Z's just kind of like pushing Solange back, and the security's trying to hold her back. But Solange goes crazy on him, like angry, and Beyonce is just standing there like nothing. And nobody knows what they're saying because it's looking down, the angle in the elevator. Something happened where Solange was so disgusted and angry at him, but but Beyonce did not back her sister, didn't do nothing, didn't do anything. And Jay-Z just took the whole brunt of it. But it was like, what? To me, things like that come up in my mind when his name comes into these accusations. I'm like, did she see something? Did she know something? And that's why she's
Yeah.
so angry
Yeah.
at him?
You start thinking back, and it's so
Because
long
the
ago,
way,
too.
yeah, but the way she lashed at him, it was like absolute disgust and anger. If you watch that footage back, knowing what we know now, it's like, wait a minute, what
I
happened? And
think
the way that
I
Beyonce
think
doesn't do
we're
anything.
yeah, I think we're going to be very surprised when all this stuff does come out about this man. I think it's going to be gross.
There's a lot of names that are that are being leaked. I'm really disappointed that Eminem is on there, though. Ew, I don't like it.
Yeah, me too. But they fall in with the clique,
They
and
do. They do. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I've never been a
Yeah.
clique person. I've been just an everybody person. But they get into that clique and they follow along, just like that
I'm
Epstein
going to go
or
grab something to drink, you guys. I'll be right back. Just carry on with your bad selves.
No, I was just noting some people's comments in here about that video, and how yeah, it got it got pretty physical, and you can just tell the way she was stomping her foot when she was yelling too, like she was absolutely enraged and disgusted. And I just couldn't believe how Beyonce just stood there. That's her sister and her
yeah,
husband, that she didn't even try to intervene in any way or and not be involved. It was like she was just like part of the wall there. She
yeah.
didn't even engage, it seemed like. It's
She
like,
probably
how could that
already
happen?
knew how he was, and she
Or
just
yeah, whatever was upsetting her sister, she was letting her say, have her say. But when, you know, there obviously it was extremely heated, that there was no de-escalation from her older sister. I mean, I have two other sisters. I would try to de-escalate the situation, especially if my family, my husband's involved. I'd be like, wait, let's just, hold on.
yeah. Well,
Nothing.
see right there on the screen,
Hmm.
there's
I'm like-
Epstein.
Okay, don't.
They're all into a
Hey.
sex scandal.
Hey.
Hmm.
Hey,
Hmm.
speaking of, well, first I want to say something funny. Someone said, Jay left us with this picture. Second
I
of
know.
all, second of
Yeah,
all, not to derail, but I mean, we're already kind of derailed, which is fine because I think we can all pretty much agree that that footage of Sebastian is really kind of nothing, right? But
Yes, I
kind,
agree.
yeah. So kind of like talking about sex scandals. What about the sheriff in Kentucky that shot the judge? We're gonna go over that
yeah.
tomorrow in detail, but crazy shit coming out about that.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not caught up on that at
Oh, we're
all.
gonna go into it
Oh
tomorrow
no.
on Friday Live, 3 p.m.
Well, I'm watching because there's some deep stuff going on in
Y'all,
that.
y'all, and it makes you wonder. Okay, so just to tell you a little background, if you don't know, the sheriff that shot the judge prior to the shooting, they were all just deposed. In a federal suit where one of the sheriff's deputies, allegedly one, we're hearing different now, but was doing favors, getting favors for like the ankle monitors for the payment.
Uh-huh.
So he was getting sex favors in the judge's chambers, mind you.
Hmm.
And that was where they were all deposed about this case. And then all of a sudden, here goes the sheriff killing this judge. Well, now it's come out that the judge was also having sex with girls in his chambers.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, to quote you, Jay, Ew.
Right. Ew. I mean,
Yeah,
how many courthouses does this go on in that we don't know about?
exactly. I was wondering that myself when I heard all that
You
stuff
got
where he was
Podunk,
had.
Kentucky. They're getting all freaky and
Yeah,
shit. How many
yeah.
little towns just like this are doing some freaky ass shit?
Oh, there's some scandals right here where we live. I mean, it's big, but I said all along he was using those little girls for stuff. I know a guy right now is facing prison because he's a security guard at the jail, and he was having sex with these girls that they brought in
They not like
and
us. They not like
telling
us.
them all
They not
kinds of
like us.
lies and stuff. Well, he got caught because one of them reported him, and now he's fixing to go to the pen. So I wonder, because I had a cop follow me home back in the day. I looked pretty good, and I had a cop follow me home, and that was what he was after. And I told him, I said, I'll pay whatever fine I have to pay. I work hard, but I'm not whatever you're after. You're not getting. And I had several rounds with cops around here on account of that stuff. Oh well, if you have sex with me, then I won't take you to jail.
Yikes.
So it's everywhere, really,
It
even in
is.
doctors' offices.
Oh yeah.
Dentist offices. I think there's a dentist that had went to pen, didn't he, here a while back for having sex with all these girls. They'd put them out to do dental work.
Oh yeah, that happened here. I don't know if it was a dentist, but there was some kind of like plastic surgeon that got in trouble for doing that. I mean, it happens all the time, but like to think though that people, women who are in trouble are being abused this way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And they think that'll give them a lighter sentence or whatever,
well,
and
the
it
well the
probably
thing
does.
well the thing is this Fields guy, the deputy that was actually convicted, he pled guilty. He only spent 6 months in the county jail.
Yeah,
There's something wrong with that.
that's so many law. There's so many. They can tell. I mean, they know these young girls. They'll hand it out. They ain't lost nothing. You know, they're in trouble.
You're
What are
right,
they gonna
Venus.
do?
Venus, thank you for correcting me. You're right. They weren't having sex. They were being raped. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, sweetheart.
I mean, they were being manipulated, right? They couldn't afford the monitoring, but they wanted to get out of that jail. And guess what else? The sick effer that was doing it, his wife worked at that jail.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. It's so sick.
Well, I mean, up here, um, I got into a little bit of trouble. I got in a fight back about 10 years ago. The girl hit me first, and I cleaned her clock. That's gonna take me to jail. And I said, "Hey, she hit me first. I can't help what happened to her." And she was drinking, and I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But she went up there the next day, and I didn't know whoever got there first was the defendant. So I didn't
Oh.
pay no mind to it. I just went on about the way. And I'm 67 years old. So I was 57 when I got in the fight. And so I was on probation for a year. Just, but she was eating dirt before I got done with her.
Don't mess with Pearl Girl.
You gotta survive.
Well, I mean, that's why they made it where doctors, have to have a nurse in the room with them if they're males,
Mm-hmm.
or
Well,
even the
yes,
females. I mean,
even for a female doctor,
yep, they have to have a
they've got
second
to.
set of eyes in there, and I mean, obviously, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I saw one of your commenters, Simplify, said, "Why are so many middle-aged men so hypersexual these days to the point of unaliving or brutalizing the victims? I just don't get it. Got to be associated with the internet." And as someone who has been a victim of these types of natures of crimes, I would say that it's not the internet. It's not it. These types of things have been happening way before the internet. It may make it more easy and more convenient for people to carry this out, but people who are predators like this, it's all opportunity, and then if they come across the right victim, like I was the perfect victim because, the abuse happened to me at the age of 5, it started. Then when I went into school, I was extremely bullied. I was the outcast. My family, because of their religion, I couldn't, be because of my religion at the time that I was raised in, I couldn't have friends outside the religion, couldn't do holidays, birthdays, I couldn't do all that stuff. So I was really on my own. I was the outcast. Nobody was looking
What
out for
religion
me.
were you
And
raised, if you don't mind me asking?
Jehovah's Witness.
Okay. I was going to ask if it was Mormon or Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, yeah, it was Jehovah's Witness. And so I couldn't do holidays or anything
Hmm.
patriotic. And at the time when excuse me, sorry, I had to cough. But at the time I was in middle school. So we had moved back into a town of like, the town was like under 2,000 people. And that's where I went to middle school and got all the bullying. And then the teacher started to prey on me, which no teacher, the staff, they didn't like me because I was that kid that couldn't do any of the holiday stuff, none of the patriotic stuff. And country
Right.
towns are very
You
patriotic.
made them go out of their way. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to go out of their way
Yes.
for you.
Exactly, but it wasn't, but that made me the perfect. I was like blood in the water for a
Mm.
shark because predators like that, they can see their victim and go, "Oh, this one's the outcast. This one has no self-esteem, doesn't have really anyone looking out for him," and they'll go after it. So a lot of these people, they have these predators have these underlying urges. It's just the opportunity and the right victim to come along and they will take it. It's been that way forever with predators.
Well, honey,
And
you don't let
yeah,
that get you down. I was raped when I was 9, and I
yeah,
told
I'm
my
so
parents,
sorry.
and they didn't believe me. So you know what? Everything that happens to you is to make you stronger. And
That's what I did. See, I've been committed twice for trying to unalive myself, but the first time I went, one of the counselors told me there. He said, "Do you know what cuts glass, what the hardest surfaces that can cut anything?" And he said, "A diamond." And he goes, "Do you know how a diamond starts out? It starts out as a piece of coal." And then he says that
pressure.
extreme friction turns it and cuts it into this in just priceless jewel.
Yeah.
So he said, you have to look at your traumas and things that have happened to you like that. Like, yeah, you started out like this, like a piece of coal
And
or
he
whatever,
did.
but yeah.
It was to make you a diamond. Everything that we go through in our lives, and we
Yes.
think it's horrible at the time, but there's going to be tomorrow, and that part of
Yeah.
that deal is going to be gone. But
Can I
every
just say,
every day,
Jeeper, that you are such an
Mm.
inspiration to so many? And I mean, just having the
Oh,
courage,
thank you.
to talk about it.
Thank you so
Hmm.
much.
And I'm glad
everything
you're here.
molded you.
Yeah, thank you.
Everything has molded you to be strong. I
Yeah, I
went through
could.
some
Yeah,
terrible times.
I can only imagine, Pearl. My parents, I never told anyone until I was an adult and I started getting overprotective about my girls. I was at their school every day. I was a teacher's assistant, PTA. I was always at the school because I was so afraid that teachers or the staff was going to do something to my kids after what had happened to me. And um I started thinking in my mind that the kids that looked like the kids that had done or the teachers that had done the things to me were going to do it to my kids, and I started getting sounding like I was being prejudiced, or but it wasn't. It was just that that was the face of my attackers. That's what they looked like. And so my sister, because my family is extremely non racist, non bigot. They're very we
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
I was raised to be very loving to everybody, but the thing was, my sister saw me. There was a boy that was interested in one of my daughters, and I was like, no, no way, no. I mean, I was like, no, because he reminded me of one of my abusers, because students were doing it to me too. And my sister accused me of being, a racist, prejudice, and I had to tell my family what had happened, because there was no logical reason to them for me to be scared or against my daughter being interested in this boy, other than my own traumas and my own issues. It had nothing to do with the race of the person or anything. It didn't matter. It was the fact that they looked like
Mhm.
him. So
Yeah,
I had
definitely
to tell
triggering.
him. Yeah, and my dad had told me, because I was an adult when I had to tell them, that maybe it was a dark blessing that I never told them, because he said that he would have he would have I would have grown up without a father, because he would have went down to that school and went down there and did something about it, and it took justice in his own hands. So,
Well, the sad part
yeah.
about it is these kids, and I'm pretty sure Madeline Soto went through the same thing. I know I did when it happened to me because my
Mhm.
parents didn't believe me and blamed me. But I could have turned that around and felt like it was my fault. But I knew that it wasn't. And when you're
I am so
down,
glad that you didn't.
oh no, I didn't do that. I didn't address that. I just refused to, and I think every day, for every trial I go through, it just makes me a little bit strong.
That's right. You're that diamond in the rough. You're the diamond that's getting, and it's, like when I was listening to Jay, and I was like, wow, I love this woman. This is someone who really, I just was really inspired and
Aw.
drawn to her. And with the Delphi case is the first time I have never gone on public like this and talk like this before. Like with those Delphi ones is the first time. But it's because I realize I am at that point. When you talk about your traumas or things that have happened to you or things you're dealing with, you take away the power each time you talk about it or share it, because you could be helping somebody else. You're empowering, you're giving this the right type of power into it. The power
Right.
to heal, and the power to, and numbers, the power of
That's what I
numbers.
want my channel to be about.
Yeah.
Making
Exactly. And
making
I love
people
that.
stronger. Because
Yeah,
I mean,
it's yeah.
I've been through hell and come back, went back and come back.
Oh, I'm
It
sure.
ain't
You know
got
why?
within.
Because you're a good person, and
Well,
you've
I mean, there's literally so many monsters out there, and that's what I want to remind people that, yeah, the gaming, and we think about online, and you know all of that stuff,
Mhm.
but there are literally are and always have been in our schools,
oh yeah,
in our
we're
churches,
talking
in
about
our
we're,
libraries, in our city hall, in our, sometimes in our police departments. I mean, these people are not exempt from any walk of life. You know what I'm saying?
no,
They're not the
That's
Don
right.
Wells of the world. They're not just the people that you look at and go, ooh, I may not want to, like, be around this person. They might be
yeah,
someone that confess your damn sins to.
right.
It's
You
scary.
know,
Yeah.
it is scary because this was 48 years ago, and it's still, you know, even watching a homicide and a suicide, and I was 9 years old. I went through that, and it just keeps on making me stronger, making me stronger. So
Yeah.
everything and every trial, it's gonna be gone in a day or two. It's gonna be over.
They not like
Just
us. They not
take it,
like us. They not
suck
like
it
us.
up, do what you got to do with it, and just move away from it.
Yep.
On a on a lighter note, not to dampen the, just the gravity of this conversation and what you've been through, but on a lighter note, when I always say, how we have technology everywhere. We have cameras everywhere. Everybody's got a recording device in their hand with their phone, right? Their
Uh-huh.
iWatch, whatever, right? And that we keep hearing that there's life outside of this planet, like aliens, artificial. Hey, Hunter, shh. And that we always hear about, or we see some evidence that they're flying by, but we never get actual footage of
Yeah.
anyone, right? And I always say it's because I always have to make a joke like about just to make myself laugh so I don't get drowned in my traumas. It's probably because these aliens come, they fly over and go, wait a minute, these people, whoa, look what they're doing to each other. Oh my goodness. Look what they're doing to the planet and to each other and to the animals.
Yeah.
And whoa. And they lock their doors and take off. They don't even get out of the car because they're like, whoa.
I just want
Oh
to.
my God.
I just want. Hold on, guys. I would just want to clarify what's on the screen because I know that the stream is about Sebastian Rogers, and I don't want anything to get misconstrued at this footage that I have here. But we have new footage of, and I've been following this and covering the CEO assassination, the United Healthcare, and we have new video.
Oh,
They
yeah.
they can't find this guy. They can't find this guy, and this is what we get: him leaving the substation now. Take a look. Running away from the substation. Here he goes. Actually, he's not even running. He's fucking walking. He's walking like he doesn't have a care in the world, honestly. He's not running. Watch again. He's going up them steps, leaving the subway.
Do you think the reason why they can't find him is because he's a vigilante and people don't want to give him up because they're,
I have no idea why they can't find him.
His-
Do they even want to find him? That's my question. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they don't. Maybe they're like, I don't know. Especially
I think there's something tangled up in that too. My friend, she works for that company. That's the CEO of the company that she works for. And I think there's something in the middle of this that we don't know. Now him and his wife was separated.
Yeah.
And supposedly
this
she
dude, he left messages on the bullet casings, and then he had his backpack. His backpack had Monopoly money in it. So I'm thinking this is something to do with the insurance, or it's supposed to look like it has to do with the insurance. I had to kind of giggle when I heard there was Monopoly money in the bag. I don't like it when I think authorities, no, I don't think they can find him, because first they said he came from Atlanta and then they said he went back to Atlanta. Now the latest news is he never was in Atlanta. I don't know what they're doing unless they're trying to trip him up. Fuck if I know.
He kind of looked like a woman to me.
That's what a lot of people said. I think it looked like a guy. But they did talk.
I thought it was a guy.
They talked to the cashier or the barista at the Starbucks, and apparently he was flirting. There's a lot of people on social media that are praising him, that are pretty much saying that these other CEOs of other insurance companies need to, kind of pay attention.
Maybe it's one of those postal effects, he just got fired or something and just done it,
I think the words that were on the bullet.
Okay, we have
that he was denied.
We have a video here. United CEO Andrew Whitty gave an address to the company today. Video leaked to me. Some highlights. Quote, "We guard against the pressures that exist for unsafe care or for unnecessary care." Hold on, let me open it up in X. There are very few people in the history of the U.S. healthcare industry who have had a bigger positive effect on American healthcare than Brian Thompson. And the health system needs a company like United Health Group, and it needs people like Brian within it. So what is this? What's the whole leaking about? Let's see what he says. Hold on. Wait, when did this come out? The 6th? Have you guys already seen this?
I have not.
Everybody has been disturbed by the amount of negative and in many cases vitriolic media and commentary that has been produced over the last few days, particularly in the social media environment. And I want to reassure you of a few things. Firstly, we are going to continue to make sure that we put patients, consumers, and members first, as we always have done. The mission of this company is truly to make sure that we help the system improve by helping the experience for individuals get better and better. There was nobody who did more to try and advance that mission than Brian Thompson. And there are very few people in the history of the US healthcare industry who had a bigger positive effect on American healthcare than Brian. And we are going to make sure that we not only acknowledge and honor that legacy of Brian, but we'll continue it. Our role is a critical role, and we make sure that care is safe, appropriate, and is delivered when people need it. And we guard against the pressures that exist for unsafe care or for unnecessary care to be delivered in a way which makes the whole system too complex and ultimately unsustainable. So we're going to continue to make that case. We will continue to do the work we do. And I have never been more proud of this company and our colleagues and what this company does on behalf of people in need across the country. I encourage you to tune out that critical noise that we're hearing right now. It does not reflect reality. It is simply a sign of an era in which we live. What we must do is focus on what we know to be true. And what we know to be true is that the health system needs a company like United Health Group, and it needs people like Brian within it. We're fortunate that within this company, we have so many people driven and inspired in the same way that Brian was. And we will continue in our journey to help everybody who needs it within the health environment.
This is weird. Okay, so get this. He's tooting this Brian Thompson's horn, right? But Brian Thompson literally stole from the shareholders of United Healthcare. He knew that the Department of Justice was launching an investigation into them being a monopoly, right? Hence the monopoly money. He knew this, but before it made public knowledge, him and some of the shareholders that he let in on this sold their stock for a whopping $115 million. And then the Department of Justice investigation was announced and the stocks plummeted. He's a thief. He's a thief. And what is he talking about? Unnecessary care. Who's going to determine that? These motherfuckers are going to determine whether our care is necessary? That sounds to me like they want us to lose our choices and our voices.
I think it is. I was it called HMO?
Yeah, there's HMOs, but I'm just saying, like, this is not a doctor. This is a CEO of a healthcare company. And he's talking about, oh, we're going to continue to, vet through basically unnecessary care.
Yeah.
You notice that he licks his lips a lot.
Yeah, he's a
He
liar.
kind of sucks his teeth. Yeah, his mouth is going.
Yeah,
dry.
just
And
like John Ramsey.
yes, and his forehead. When he's talking about something where he's like, "We're committed," or we would do, his eyebrows.
Yeah, just
lift
watch
up
him.
really high.
Just
doubt.
Just watch him
yeah.
without audio.
And he shakes his head.
He's trying to
like,
convince
no.
himself.
Yes, because he keeps lifting his eyebrows up high like that doubt or like,
Well, of course. I mean, United Healthcare is totally like on the fucking hot seat, and he's saying, "Oh, we need more companies like them." It's almost like someone has a gun to him, making him say this. It's weird.
When something is forced, this is just my personal opinion. when I notice, like when people make apologies or they're making statements, and I don't know if anyone else calls it this, but I give it a little nickname. I call it the snake, the viper. When you notice when he's talking and he juts his head forward like a snake when they're striking, like he's spitting it at you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
trying
notice
to
he
make
does
you be,
that?
trying
It's
to make
because
you a believer.
yeah, like he when he's talking, he's like, "Vroom, vroom," and his head just kind of like vroom, juts
I mean, all
forward
I
like
have
a
to do is
snake
look at
would
this guy's
spit.
face and I don't trust him.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's the best way is like you
all I
said,
have to
not to
do,
listen with the voice.
all I have to do is hear his title, to be honest. United CEO. I mean, the healthcare system needs a company like United Health Group. Come on. No, it doesn't. Our healthcare system
Yeah,
is in ruins.
it is, and
Oh,
it's
look at this.
worse.
Unnecessary care, like this nausea medication, a child with cancer receiving chemotherapy treatment needed that was denied.
Yeah,
I just went through all the chemotherapy and I can't imagine not
Well, imagine
having
them saying, oh, well, you know what?
Zofran.
It's unnecessary because you're too old. We don't find it necessary to pay for your treatment.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
there's people that
I've got
are
a friend.
there's people that are 80 years old that can choose to have chemo if they want to. But these companies don't want to pay for that.
No, my friend, because he wasn't of age to have a colonoscopy, they put him off and put him off, and he died from cancer, colon cancer.
Now, no
That's
one
so
needs to be
Because
sad.
assassinated, but Jesus, to say that there's not a problem is a little much, in my opinion, because there's
Someone
definitely a
said they
problem.
saw it. They said they said the cobra. It is. If you watch it without the like you said, Jay, without the sound on, you'll see him. He's jabbing like a he's spitting like a snake.
yeah,
Literally.
trying to convince people.
Yep, it's
Well,
hit
it's
TMZ.
the malcontent in it too.
Yeah,
Both.
Look at Jay-Z says it's a blackmail attempt. Stop it.
Wah wah wah.
Stop it.
I think that guy might have stole from the company, embezzled money and stuff, and maybe somebody couldn't get the insurance they needed. Maybe they just put a hit on him.
Yeah, you got to go back and watch that footage from the elevator and tell and see if you see what I was saying, like maybe there was something related to everything going on in here to make Solange that enraged and that angry. It has to be something
What is Elon
really
Musk
bad.
telling us here?
Is that a corgi? Is that a corgi?
I don't know what it is. It's just that. I don't know, but I don't like the damn smoke coming across our damn neighborhoods. I can tell you that. He's such a troll. Every post when he makes these, it's weird. I always look at him and go, "What is he trying to tell us?"
You know what? I might be damaged, but I feel pretty confident that my mind is more stable than his.
Honey, you're not damaged, sweetheart.
Well, you
Don't
know what
hurt
I
them.
mean.
Oh, look it.
Don't
Now,
hurt.
Oops.
they've
Oh, Jesus, that was loud. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Look at this
I don't
news
want
report.
nobody to feel
I love it. Look at they got Monopoly money with rubber bands. Look.
Monopoly is serious business. It causes family.
Can you see it?
Yeah, Monopoly always causes disagreements.
You can see it?
Well,
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, there it
it's
goes.
getting
Okay.
close to my bedtime, so I appreciate
Oh,
you
okay,
letting
Pearl
me up
Girl.
there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Anytime.
It was
geez,
such
girl,
a pleasure to talk to you, and my empathy and love goes out to you as a fellow, going through things too, and that you're an inspiration, and
you just you
you
hang
could
in there. Your
I
time.
will as long as you do too, and you can talk for hours and I would listen to you. Your accent is so charming and beautiful. I
All the way
love it.
through.
Thank you for sharing it.
Well, thank you for let's having a great conversation. I'm old now, so I usually go to bed about 8 o'clock, but I enjoy you, and you hang in there. You're a diamond.
You
So
both
you. And a
are.
pearl.
You
You're a pearl too.
diamonds
That
and
reminds me. And
pearls.
pearl. Think about how pearls are made by the sand irritating it's through irritation and all that stuff, and then it's made all beautiful and pretty. The think about that too. That's another beautiful thing that's made from something,
Hey,
out
we're
of it. That's
survivors.
right.
We got this.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody going through any bad times, just think tomorrow's a different day. Don't you give up.
And there's somebody else out there who will believe you and
Aw.
does empathize with you and will, they would stand by you and help you. There are good people out there, even though it's seems sometimes that there might not be. There are. We just
Oh,
have
there
to
it
look.
is. I can't
Yeah.
imagine not being good to people.
Right? Oh no. Mm-mm.
All right, I love y'all.
All
Every
right.
one
Love
of
you
you.
You
too.
too,
Take
Pearl.
care.
Good night, Pearl. She's so sweet.
Yes. And I love her. I love it when you have people on
I
the
have a lot of listeners from Tennessee, Texas.
Wow.
So I hear a lot of the southern accents. Yeah. My husband's from Georgia, so he's got the Georgia
wow.
accent. Yeah.
I
And it's
love
funny
that.
because they all are different. Like, I've asked him too, because we'll watch something on YouTube. Like, I don't know, like the sheriff shoots the judge case. There's a local
Mm-hmm.
from Kentucky, and she goes live, and her accent is so different than his. And I'm like, does she sound like she has an accent to you? And he's like, yeah. So like he can hear that it's different, but he doesn't think he has one.
That's like my parents grew up in. They're both from Brooklyn, New York. So the Brooklyn accents are different than just the New York City accent.
Right.
They're both New Yorkers, but they sound. You can tell. Oh, you're from the Bronx, or oh, you're from Brooklyn. You can tell. It's funny.
Yep. We're in Georgia, Jay. Lots of different accents here. Floyd County. Do you know where that is? It's the northwestern part of the state, like near the Blue Mountains, I think. Is it called Blue Mountains? Like not too far from Chattanooga, like south. But different accents in that state too, which is crazy. Aw, Ramblin' Red Rose said, I love all the kindness I hear in your channel tonight. I needed to hear the kindness. Yeah.
That is very sweet.
Potatoes from England. She says, you all have accents to me.
That's what people say. Charlie Brown, I'm telling you. That's all I hear. When I listen to myself back, I'm like, ew.
Blue Ridge. Thank you, EMT. That's what it's called. So look at this look at this news thing. Hold on. I was just reading the text. Okay. So this is about the Monopoly money.
Police have been searching Central Park looking for the backpack the killer wore during the shooting. And last night, they believe they found it. And now they've cracked it open. Inside, Monopoly money. You know, those fake bills you use in the classic board
I'm sure
game.
you can hear my dog
It's the
whining
latest.
because they usually eat by 5 o'clock.
Can you not hear it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear the video?
Yes, I can. I can hear it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to.
Are you
go, so I
hopping
just
down?
wanted to-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dogs are whining because they usually.
Oh, I
eat
couldn't even
around
hear them.
5 o'clock.
No.
You can't hear? Oh
No.
my goodness.
I didn't hear them at all. That's why I was like, what? Nope.
Oh yeah, they're making noise and they're looking at me like I'm a cruel.
Oh,
owner because
what kind of dogs are they?
I have Hunter is a long-haired Chihuahua, and Daryl, named after Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead, he is a Pomapoo. I have to give you my personal info so that I can send you some pictures.
Yeah, you can always email me too.
Oh, yeah.
The mods will put it in chat right now. You can check. You can you can look for
Oh,
it.
in the private chat? Your private chat
Oh,
right
I can
here?
put it right here in the private chat. Yeah. That way you can.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, and then yeah, if you ever honeybee chihuahuas in Sacramento is where I for 4 years I waited for Hunter. I followed her because
Aw.
I am very involved in animal rescue and shelters, but I needed a replacement service animal for my dog that passed. And
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
yeah. So Hunter is the replacement, and she is amazing, highest quality. You know, it's really hard to find a good breeder for Chihuahuas, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to get a purebred dog, especially when you're investing your life in him and you can't afford these big medical, bills and whatnot. And you really need to invest in a dog that has a really stable nervous system and things like that, because you're going to train him for, especially for service work.
Mm-hmm.
So, no shame for people who need to buy a purebred or, for whatever reason, their needs. So, yeah, honeybee chihuahuas from Sacramento, California
Aw.
is where I got Hunter. But I'll share the stuff with you. Thank you for giving me the email address.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
thank you everybody who said all those kind things
Yeah, thanks for
in the
bringing some
chat.
positivity to the panel tonight. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so glad I
Yeah,
could.
for sure.
You're like a mentor and
Oh,
a female
stop. Oh,
heroine to
stop.
me. No,
Stop.
I'm serious, and I have a right to say that
You really
because
have brought positivity to the panel, because I'd probably be sitting here
thank
playing
you.
shit bitching right now.
No.
I'm serious. I would. I'd totally be sitting here. I'd be like hate watching something, bitching or something.
That's what my therapist said I have to stop doing. Like I told you, I'll just go look for more cases and things to get mad about and angry about. But no,
It's
you
not
really
hard to
are
do though.
just.
But you're a breath of fresh
Oh,
air
it's.
as well.
Oh, thank you. And I have so much respect for everyone who listened and engaged, even if they didn't agree with me. That's great. You're using your brain. Keep doing that.
Yeah,
think
absolutely.
think about things. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
have
I
a
will
good night.
email you, Jay.
Okay, awesome.
Everybody have a great night.
You too.
You
Hey,
take
when you
care.
email me,
Yeah.
put your put Jeeper Girl in the
Oh,
subject.
yes. Yeah, it's in my email
Okay,
too.
all right. I
Yeah,
was
so
gonna
it'll be
tell
easy.
everybody that. Okay, thanks.
Okay,
All right, I'll
thank
let you go. Okay,
Okay,
bye. Thanks for
bye.
coming up. Yeah, if you guys email, make sure that you put your YouTube name in the in the subject line. That way I know who it's from. It's Jeeper Girl, not Jasper. Jeeper, like a Jeep. She drives the Jeep. She live on the beach. California girls. They're undeniable. Daisy Dukes. Bikini on top. Name the song. We're going to do that one night. Me and Granny are going to do the name the song. We're going to just read the lyrics in like this bland voice. And you guys have to guess. Jeep Girl, thank you again for coming up. I look forward to your email. All right. Now on to the Monopoly money. You got it, Amberly and Jammers.
Park looking for the backpack the killer wore during the shooting. And last night, they believe they found it. And now they've cracked it open. Inside, Monopoly money. You know, those fake bills you use in the classic board game. It's the latest strange twist added on to the fact that the killer wrote the words depose, delay, deny on separate bullet shells found at the scene. The murder weapon still missing. But police now believe it may have been a rare gun used on farms to kill animals. And the timeline of his days in New York now more complete. Police learning key details from the two men he shared a hostel room with. Tom Winter starts us off tonight.
Tonight, crucial new evidence in the manhunt for the suspect in the targeted killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. This backpack, found in Central Park after air and ground searches, police believe is linked to the shooter seen in surveillance video. Two senior law enforcement officials say no gun was found inside. What was found? A jacket and Monopoly money. The NYPD says nothing in their investigation so far suggests the killing was related to Thompson's personal life.
The net is tightening, and we're going to bring this person to justice.
The net is tightening, eh? The net is tightening. Hey, Frenchie mom. Yeah, Butter, I'd like a list of those names of people who all cashed in. Me too. Me too, Butter.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams says details like whether or not police have an ID on the shooter are being closely held.
We don't want to release that now. If you do, you're basically giving a tip to the person we're seeking, and we do not want to give him an upper hand at all.
But there are new details about the suspect. New York City's chief of detectives providing a timeline based on video footage to reporters. The shooter arrived in New York on Sunday, November 24th, and was caught on camera at the Port Authority bus terminal near Times Square. The bus he took originated in Atlanta, though it's not clear when the shooter got on, given that there were several stops on the way to New York.
So they don't know. They don't know when he got on the bus. What?
The shooter then took a taxi to the area where the shooting occurred. It was there for about a half hour before heading to a hostel on the Upper West Side where he possibly provided a fake ID to check in. He checked out of the hostel on Friday, November 29th, but checked back in the next day. While at the hostel, the suspect had two roommates who...
Okay, first of all, I would be petrified to stay at this hostel. Second of all, why is it called, and this might be just weird of me, but why is it called American Youth Hostel? Is it just me, or is that fucking creepy? American Youth Hostel, and it looks old. Like it's been called that for a long time.
On Friday, November 29th, but checked back in the next day. While at the hostel, the suspect had two roommates who say he kept his mask on even when eating, lowering it only when taking a bite of food. And according to a senior law enforcement official, in this one moment upon his initial arrival when flirting with a woman who worked at the front desk, the shooter left.
Oh, that was at the front desk of the hostel. Yes, they have hostels. Yes, they do. That was the front desk at the hostel. I originally thought that was at Starbucks, but he was flirting with a woman at the front desk of the hostel. That is creepy.
Creep town, dude.
Yeah, there's hostels all over the U.S.
In this one moment upon his initial arrival when flirting with a woman who worked at the front desk. The shooter left the hostel at 5:30 a.m. the morning of the shooting. After the shooting, traveling by bike up to Central Park, then by taxi further uptown to a bus terminal where police believe he boarded a bus out of New York City. And from there, the trail goes cold.
Well, that's promising. It sounds like the net is tightening.
So he comes up over here and comes in on this part of the Port Authority. That's where the NYPD last sees him. But he could be right up here and over the George Washington.
Oh, that's where it ends. Damn it. Yes. Let's look up the hostel he stayed at, shall we? American Youth Hostel. They're called youth hostels because they were for young travelers sharing rooms. That's so weird. American Youth Hostel, New York City. This must be it. Look. That's it. They have pictures of the rooms. Look. Damn, it's actually kind of cool. I mean, I could see where it would be for young folks, but doesn't it? I know youth sounds like youth camp, like minors. Minor. I just don't like the wording. I think it's weird. I mean, this one looks kind of cool, though. But you might, run into a
Jeffrey Dahmer kind.
a Jeffrey Dahmer kind or something. This is the lobby. Look, that's that little seat behind him. In that picture. Look there's the camera. Right here. The camera that captured him.
That fuck 'em up. I'ma do my stuff.
That's where he was, and he was flirting allegedly with one of these women here. There's the hostel kitchen. Yeah, you can even play pool with assassins. Look, you could do yoga with them too. There's a yoga room. Okay, so here's the rooms. Now this is what creeps me the F right out. There's no effing way that I could sleep like that. Could you guys sleep with a bunch of strangers in that room like that? There's no way. Here, let's do a poll. I'm talking traveling by yourselves now. Okay, answer the poll. I would be petrified. But this is supposed to be for kids, like young adults? It doesn't seem safe. How'd they know his schedule? Because the meeting was announced. The meeting was announced publicly. It's like the Cecil Hotel type. Yeah. That's a hostel too. They are safe, Jessica? Do they have security? I mean, it looks cool. I mean, if it went as planned, it seems like it would be cool. You have to be a young guy who doesn't care. I mean, I don't know if they have like security in these things. It does remind me of Alyssa Lamb. But this little patio, it's cute. They have like a meeting room or what is that? Like a chapel? I don't know what that is. But yeah, that's the type of room he was in. Weird. Here's a video. God almighty. Turn it down. Jesus, that's loud. Oh, I wonder if we get to see the lady he flirted with at the front desk. I mean, I guess it would be cool if, like, it won't let me mute this damn thing. Hold on. I guess it would be cool if you were traveling with a big group and you knew you were all in the same room. It would be cheap because it's only like $10 a night. If you knew everybody in the room, like let's say you had 10 people, so you knew all 10 people were going to be in the same room with you. That's the only way I'd do it. I wouldn't do it any other way. There's no way in hell. Only if I knew I was guaranteed to know every roommate. And even then, I don't want to necessarily room with everybody that I know or that I'm traveling with. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Here's some more photos. Look at this. There's some more photos of the rooms. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't relax. All right, let's look at the photos. This is where this dude stayed. $266 a night? What? Let's look at the prices. I guess that's cheap for New York. I guess they're not $10. 133 is cheap. No, I couldn't stay alone with strangers either. Okay, let's take a look at the photos. Right, like if I knew everybody in there, it'd be a little different. Why aren't these loading now? Oh, there it is. They have locker rooms. Well, there's really not anything else to see other than this, but it won't show it. That shows like a bedroom. Anyway, I don't know why these won't load for me. That's bizarre. When are we all loading up and goings? Hey, I would do it. I would do it, like I said, I would do it if I knew the people that were going to be there. I have a feeling this dude is like what Brian Laundrie pretended to be like. I bet he's vegan, given the gun was an animal killing gun, choosing co-op type hotel. Yeah, Autumn, I don't know. You never went away to camp? Yeah, once. And I didn't like it. It's like hitchhiking, mostly a young man's choice. Yeah, well, New York's expensive because, like, let's look at this. This guy, where the Hilton Midtown Manhattan. This is where I stayed when Dateline put us up in New York. Was at the New York Hilton Midtown, right where he was shot. So it's crazy because I've stood outside of that hotel right there and had cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Like right here where these trees are. It's freaking weird. Oh, you can't see the trees. Dang it. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Let's try it this way. See where those little trees are in front of the Hilton? And those people are standing? Like all up and down that road or that curb right there usually are, vehicles that are picking up travelers or whatever. And that's why I'm saying there's like people in those vehicles picking people up. There's people outside smoking. There's people, whatever. This is weird. Let's see how much this place is. Why would this place be less than a hostel? That can't be right. That hostel price couldn't have been right. Although maybe it is. Hell, I don't know. Because you get meals and everything with the hostel, right? Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I have to answer this call. I'll be right back. All right. Thanks for waiting, guys. But yeah, anyways, what I was saying is this hotel, I was going to take us down. Our little guy. Oh, he's blue now. Weird. Down here. And this is like right where it happened. I don't know exactly. But literally, I can tell you that I have leaned on this dang thing right here that says Hilton and leaned on this cement wall. And this is where this dude was, gunned down. But see how it says loading right here? All where these cones are and shit. This is always like black SUVs like this one. Like, you don't even know which car is picking you up because they're all like this. They're all like black Suburbans. It's wild. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of show you guys where it happened since I've been there before. A hostel is a cafe and meals are included. Which hasn't made sense to me why you would stop at that Starbucks and just get a water and a protein bar. He had to have known he was going to be on camera, right? But what's crazy is why we haven't gotten more footage, because if you look over here, there's got to be a lot of cameras from this side of the road. From this intersection. Of the actual shooting. They probably have more. We just aren't going to see it. It's pretty wild, though. Pretty damn wild. Number 468. Thank you, Frenchie. If you guys haven't hit that like button, please do that on your way out. I'm going to wrap this up. We are live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be diving into the sheriff shot the judge. I shot the sheriff. I fought the law and the law won. I'm pretty sure the CEO stayed at the Hilton. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I was under the impression that was where he stayed. And he was leaving the Hilton to walk to the meeting place. I think it happened right here. Yeah, no, it's usually filled up with these SUVs. And you can see in the footage where he does the, here, let's go watch it. You can see all of the cars. CEO, let's see. Shooting. See right here. In this right-hand picture, those are all those Suburbans, like those SUVs lined up that road because people are getting ready to go to work, right? Because it takes everywhere. They said across the street. Oh, weird. I don't know, Kimberly. It'll be interesting to find out if we ever get any more answers if they find him. Look at the picture on the left. It looks like the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz. The hell is that? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Thanks for spending so many hours with me tonight. I missed y'all this weekend. So it was nice to catch up and chit chat. And thanks again to Pearl Girl, Jeeper, Two Old Crows. Thanks for coming up. Nicole B, thanks for coming up. I appreciate you guys. And thanks to all the new clickers, new subscribers. And Nash Native, thank you. If I didn't say thank you earlier, I don't remember if I did. But Thank you for being a member for 3 months. She said, I'm so happy I found Jay and this awesome chat and mods. And then she gave a cooter salute. So everybody, cooter salute yourself out the door. Make sure you hit that like button. You're going to be portaled over to tomorrow's live stream. Hit that notification when you get there. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further? Bring it all in. And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, 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 damn. You're mad at me for not giving you comfort. You say that I'm away so much, and now you don't feel the way you felt when we were younger. But that's okay for me, 'cause I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn.
Rock that fucking mug. Rock, 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 rock. I'm a damn.
One Jennifer or two Jennifer?
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Give a damn.
Bye, Jennifer.